Please, for the record, you may please announce yourself.
Yes.
And if you are here in company of any other.
Ask permission to stand or to sit to be in proceeding.
Honorable member, please take a seat.
Dana Atodaze for with me Victor Kojoga Adawuda, Mr. Chasa Siedu, Dr. Jamal Tongzua, Kojo Bosom Pra Mainsan, Selikan Donko for the witness.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The purpose of inviting the witness has already been stated, and you listened to it very clearly. We are in the process of giving him the said posts for him to identify first and tell the committee whether they are emanating from him.
Mr. Speaker, Chairman, Nada Cholazi leading. Were instructed rather late in the day, yesterday, because apparently this document itself, or the process was served on the 28th, that's yesterday. We had wanted to state our case in writing for the records, but it looks like the urgency of the matter requires that we make some response immediately. Mr. Chairman, it is obvious, Honorable Chairman, it is obvious that the witness at the bar has been called in to explain or to produce evidence with regard to two statements allegedly posted on social media. Two of them, the first one is found in the first paragraph of the invitation letter. The second is in the second paragraph of the invitation letter. As I said, we would have loved to have responded formally for the records. But owing to the fact that this is a very busy committee, would make some remarks and hope brings this matter to a close, depending upon the decision of this honorable committee. But we want to draw our attention to the fact that at the bar here, next to me is Mr. Vomao, an organizer of Democracy Hub and a strong supporter of the democratic process. He served some time in police cells, in prisons, and generally, we believe that he's a valiant warrior for democracy. Please. Now, we'll go straight to the second, particularly to the second statement allegedly posted by him, and clearly state that that statement is fake. He never wrote that statement. He never uttered that statement. He never posted that statement. That statement says, with your permission, that NDC members on the vetting committee take money from Mahama's ministerial nominees before approving them. The deputy speaker must submit himself to oral. This is not from Mr. Baka Vorma. And that's where we end that on our side. It's fake. some preliminary investigation has shown that this statement appeared on, do you have it?
NPP Projects Bureau.
Well, I'm just quoting, what is it? Yeah, there's a document, there's a post that has a title, without being partisan, just quoting, it's a NPP Projects Bureau. We can forward where the post appears. That's we have to search before we got there. I'm not saying that that's any partisan with any partisan interest, basically just factually where it appeared. So we would not want to speak to that. As I said, it's not us. The second one pertains to the matters in the first paragraph. It says, so, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointments committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by oral strange republic. The chairman, we want to say that, yes, this is a post from Mr. Vormer, which he put up on his Facebook, formerly Twitter, no, on the Facebook and X, formerly Twitter account. Now, the point about that statement, we'll just briefly state, is that it was not directed at the appointments committee in any way. It was completely not directed at the appointments committee, was only intended to expose certain matters and material that had come to his notice. Allegedly that some people are apparently on the back of the appointment committee doing other acts which may not enhance
Honorable Counsel,
yes,
from the statement,
yes,
did he use the word allegedly?
No, on the proper, simple, direct reading. It says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointments committee. Our point is, who is asking them to pay the money to the appointments committee? Certainly he's not saying that it's the appointments committee. No. He said some people are doing that, just to get approved. Are they not the ones affected by oral? I would want to say immediately that, one, it was never his intention to make statements disparaging the appointment committee, one. Two, that the statement that we see is clearly, can be seen as a double meaning or interpretation, depending upon who reads it, but certainly not a matter attacking the appointments committee at all. Indeed, if it's anything at all to go by, it is a statement of a whistleblower saying that some things are happening. And we have passed a Whistleblowers Act in this country, encouraging people to say what they see and to tell what they hear. This is our country. This is our laws from this parliament. So I just don't want to go far, but just to say that with respect, the request for Mr. Vormer to produce the...
Leonard Counsel.
Yes, ma'am.
I always say that when the procedure is set down for a right to be exercised, you follow the procedure in exercising the right.
Yeah, right.
The remedy available for the whistleblowers,
yes,
or the rights given to the whistleblowers is clearly by law.
Yes.
Is it through a social media post?
Well, no, not necessarily. But the point is, he's a citizen, and he's an obligation to expose, what he sees, just to be just an observer. So what he's seen, I think that under the general rubric of citizenship, he is expected to put it out. It's a liberty to put it out and to advocate that that practice should stop. In which circumstances I would think that a person who comes forward to say that the Honorable Appointments Committee, their honorable job is being affected by some other person, third parties, it should be commended. Under the Whistleblowers Act, he probably will need some compensation for services rendered, really. But I mean, without making it sound like on a serious matter, we're saying that this statement here and the way it's been put out, as though he intended to vilify this honorable committee, is certainly very far away from what he intended the post to be. And that the post was only intended to expose some misconduct by other third parties affecting the work of the committee. Yeah. So with all due respect, you only have to be to hold a public office to understand that this is a normal practice by people to take advantage of people in public office. As you do your job, and then other persons are probably riding on the back. But we are not here to contend this particular issue. This paragraph, as I said, was written by Vormao, and he admits it. It's unfortunate that it's being subject to a second interpretation or misunderstanding of what is written. And as a supporter of democracy, he's ready, willing, and prepared to, one, apologize for this misunderstanding here, and also to withdraw the post. And this is really why we are here. As I said, the second post is completely fake. And this honorable committee is entitled to investigate that one. But we will fight that one tooth and nail anywhere we face. The second one, we apologize if there's a misunderstanding or it's sending the wrong vibes down this appointments committee. Clearly, it was.
Learned Counsel, I have a difficulty using the word misunderstanding. I said so because the words are very clear and unambiguous. I'm making reference to the one that he's admitting as the author. It says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approved are those ones not affected by ORA. So it means there is some evidence that the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay money to the appointment committee. This is an emphatic statement.
Yes.
So let's deal with this. Then we can come to the statement that he's denying not being the author. We really want to get to the root of the matter.
Yes. Mr. Chairman.
Because this is being cyclical. Every vetting cycle, allegations are made against members of the appointment committee. And they make these wild allegations and get away with it. Learned Counsel, we may not always be members of this particular committee, because those who were members of the committee in the previous parliament, some are not members here. But what is it that every appointment committee is being tagged with bribery and corruption? We need to get to the root of the matter. I am reliably informed that the author of the statement is a lawyer. And the hallmark of lawyers, we don't make sweeping statements. We normally talk based on the facts. That is why we have invited him before the committee to just discharge the honorable responsibility of producing the evidence to substantiate the allegation. Learned counsel, if he's here with an apology, then all the statements that you have given, for me, is not a sign of remorse, as you are saying.
Mr. Chairman, with all due respect, it's unfortunate my intervention would appear to be undermining the honorable, thoughts for which we appear here today. Mr. Vormer, as I've indicated, said he made those, he did the post essentially for a purpose. That purpose, as I indicate, would appear to be read in another view. It is in this that he openly apologizes for that statement, but it is to put it in context, Mr. Chairman. That is why I had the background that basically he says that it's unfortunate that that interpretation is that which has preceded him, and it is for this that he wants to pray that he be given an opportunity to withdraw and to apologize profusely for the statement that is being reproduced here. That's what it is.
Well, I may want to take few remarks from the committee members, and then we'll decide on the way forward, starting from the minority chief whip. Honorable Anodombre.
Okay, Chairman, thank you for recognizing me, and we welcome our suspect and all the counsel, and a senior counsel who I know quite well. I know I'll have my turn to ask a few questions, but this is just a clarification, specifically based on the presentation, counsel, you made. Let me first of all say that the Post has put this house and this institution we've gone through a lot of pain. Would you mind to clarify on record? You had previously said that you associate yourself and you are proud of the first post. The second post is not coming from your client. Is that what you said? This is just the first question I want to ask you. And then you also said that you sought out to expose certain happenings. These are my initial observations. As a very respected counsel, and I know you, a very respected counsel, and you had earlier prefixed your statement saying that it was to expose certain happenings.
Yes.
With the benefit of hindsight and the flurry of complaints coming from civil society, media, and all that, would you say that what your client did is something you are proud of?
Well, yes. Well, for me, with all due respect, Mr. Chairman, Parliament is all that we have in this country, and we must all protect and do everything to protect the image and standing of Parliament. I have personally participated in various acts to, show up, to create and show up Parliament. So I'm grateful for your comments, but I just want to indicate that, But as counsel, I'm here as counsel. I counsel you for my client, but definitely I think that I would have erred on the side of caution, not to make public posts like that. As a general rule, I don't know much of the difference between Facebook and Twitter and other things, because it can be easily distorted. Yes, my client says that he did not author the second post. In absolute terms, that's what he says. These are my instructions. And we have the text, it can be produced to see where it appeared from. Absolutely. It would appear as though the second text is the way it is couched is that has fueled the anger, if you may permit me, the anger and irritation of not only this honorable committee but also the general public, because that second post is tasteless. It's not right. So this is what I would say. Yes, I wouldn't, but this is his position. Right? It's absolutely not his doing. It's not his act.
I thought that would not be an easy question. Chair, you already said something. Chair, I'm sorry.
No.
Shall we kindly off your mic?
If you are done speaking.
So,
Mr. Chair.
Let me finish. So, you are giving two statements. Which one do you refer to as the first one? And which one is the second one that he is admitting?
The first paragraph, if you the invitation letter, the one that says, so all the monies the ministerial appointees are being asked to pay to the appointment committee just to get approval, and are those not the ones affected by aura? Yeah. And I'm saying that yes, he admits posting it, but he said that it was intended for some other purpose. Okay. Then the second one.
Very well. So, may I find out from him whether the picture holding microphone to speak is his picture?
Yes, that is his picture. But we, Mr. Speaker,
This is the chairman's picture.
Mr. Chairman, I see your picture is also on there. I mean, I'm saying that the publishers or whoever posted that, it's not him. It's on the background of what is that?
It says Ghana Today, but it was posted.
It's a poster by an entity called Ghana Today. He doesn't publish Ghana Today, and it's not his act. This is Ghana Today. That's the point about it. And we've said that we had to do some back check before we found where or the publishers of Ghana Today are. So we are sorry. I mean, I think that this is what has caused so much grief. But
I am just seeking a clarification, yes, so that members of the committee will be clear regarding what he is admitting to have authored.
Yes.
So the one with his picture, microphone, and my picture, he is not the author.
No. Mr. Chairman, he's absolutely clear about that one.
And that is what is dated 25th.
Yes, 25th January.
Let me come to that.
It's dated 25th January.
So, is his attention drawn to it?
This one. Yes, our attention was to that. Mr. Chairman, our attention was drawn to this, and it took us a pretty long time before we could arrive at to find out this post. It comes on. Sorry. It comes on. As I said, I'm just stating facts here. It comes on a source which is entitled MPP Project Bureau. It's like a daily post they make on that particular document, publication. It's an MPP Project Bureau, if you do the scan. And it is on that for the day, the statement taken out is this, that somebody had said, Vamawa had said NDC members take money. But we have to do some real background check. And we still want to continue with it to find out who are the actual publishers. And we will think that at the appropriate time, this may have to be investigated deeply. But definitely for today, we say that we apologize, first of all, for what we posted, which we said was intended for something else.
But did your client by chance know those responsible for MPP Project Bureau platform?
Well, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, my client has received some information about who apparently would have been posting or preparing and publishing the MPP Projects Bureau. But I don't think that we want to go that far. But we've given you this committee, that's MPP Projects Bureau. Yes.
Learned Council.
Yes.
I'm towing that line.
Yes.
Because we want to really deal with the issue. Now, he is saying, I never authored this.
Yes.
I got this from MPP Project Bureau.
Yes.
Now, his picture and my picture were used.
Yes.
And there was a statement thereon that he is saying that wasn't what he said.
So he didn't say it at all.
He didn't say that at all.
Yes.
Now, if my picture, his picture, is placed there, and there is a statement, and there is Oliver Baka Vomawo drops bombshell, and he's not the author of it. We need to get to the root of it to clear our image, and whoever is responsible for this allegation should be brought to book. Now, I'll give the floor to other members and to state that it will be in our common interest to ensure that whoever is responsible for this is brought to book.
Mr. Chairman, just before, if I may respectfully just say that, it is clear from this that this is a report. This document or that statement is a report that's been set out by somebody. It's a reported speech.
There are two things. We are apologizing for the post, but what we are not responsible for the second one. That's all we are saying.
Yeah.
We are apologizing for the post.
Honourable members, order.
Mr. Chairman, if I may just, we just want to declare that one.
Honourable members, order.
Yeah. Mr. Chairman, so we
Honourable members, order.
We want to make it clear that we are here respectfully to apologize for the post we made, but we are unable to apologize for the post we have not made.
Learned Council, on that basis, I agree, we will appropriately give him the floor to do the needful. But we need to be clear. And once we are clear, I'll open the floor for two comments. And then we'll get to a stage where he will be given the opportunity to apologize and pull down what he is taking responsibility for. And the committee will go further to deal with. Honorable Anodom, you have the floor.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Please, can you off the mic, please, Council? Chairman, with your indulgence, I want to question the suspect, not his counsel.
In December, do you still intend to grant an amnesty to the repentant galamseyers?
Will I still give amnesty to people convicted for galamsey? And my answer is yes. Because those who are in prison for galamsey are not the actual perpetrators of galamsey. The big kingpins are not in prison. Those who are in prison are the small boys that they employ to work on their galamsey concessions. And so they are victims of circumstances. And so if we're coming with a new fight against galamsey, let's start by giving them amnesty. Let's bring them out, reform them, and do the things that will make them not go and do what they've done again. If somebody must be in prison, it's those district chief executives and ministers and others who are doing the galamsey, not the people they are employing.
Okay, 90.5 FM Sunye, Mame Mawaha, Name Samu Akwaba, Sima Makomako, Edunai, Abo Ediapa, Awia Donko ho, Ene, Eya Ukwada, Bosomia, Edikai, Ewon Fiem Pimino, Ene, Aduno Enumo, Ene, Nede Toso Makomako, Aduno Enkron, 29th day in the month of January 2025. Ebraso, Sir Yesin Kunya. Na yɛde the hottest socio-political program yɛato ne din sɛ Pampaso ɛfiti sa bere kɔpem sɛ awia no 9 bɛbɔ gyiberɛ ne ka team no ho na yɛnsom Ghana yɛfam Ransford Kibo ache R.K.B aseda kɛseɛ nkɔma production team no Elvis Sabiga Patrick Asford Wadu ɛna Prince Bracon Alaska B wɔmada Roma na wie wɔmo ɛbɔ machidom as producers of the show yɛatena si yɛkita affiliate stations outdoor Womani ya kona kran na okwa manonia stations ne mako eduba ko Radio Star 99.1 FM Santiman Radio and a Radio Houston 107.9 stations imiensa ewa America brochimemo a na Santiba for only team no woman so ehwabo na afi womatimi atrete yahiem kama ama Ghana for America brochimemo so etimi atiyenka Oko France Ainkro Paria Adamfopa Radio ura Isaac Oponjumo ono so ni team no agye aboso kama enya asem to D Radio Canada J Live Radio Birmingham UK woko Italy Vicenza nime na meso ni team no efa Big Dream Radio womo so efa Kuwait stations near 2 womo ekoemwa ena ada eko Germany so asika TV womo nyina efa Jumadi live enya asem to on Facebook Radio Gold 905 FM okwa like page no share feed no never comments ebra semu no yebegibre na messages out wa obeto amane ye nyina no yetimi akenkan kama enso so etimi e de amount etikai na ehye ne so efa emame ehonom na atentan kese ne so www.radiogoldlive.com your official website and no okwa yesan so kita radio app bi da so na chance de ne akokosra de odon saboso a akweso kita radio set ofie odwumam ana okem awutie yen pepepe tuning app no yedwuma simple radio app so edem kama enya sam keto antikai na ehye ne so ema Facebook Radio Gold 905 FM madikaka and so kwa we are live on Facebook obehwe edwuma de live honum enya sam keto eti ne yetie no multi TV radio channel on Sabeka Jumadi be live or no Timom Yusu Multi TV no across board. The whole Ghana and other African countries are one more use multi TV no multi radio channel no on Sabbath Maka Juma be live. The same multi TV and Kevin Akobedu Taylor one in the Ghost team, from Monday to Friday every week. BBNC. We are live on Loud Selenks TV on Multi TV. Live on Loud Selenks TV on Multi TV. Not just near Etienne. Once again, meeting at the Ransford Boakye R.K.B. Now, and then the Appointments Committee of Parliament and then Omokwa Setena. Then they see details. The bro report to the Chilmoa. President John Dramani Mahama. Accra Ekwa Probo Kakra of Visiti Tanzania and Afesu Kenya and African Union meetings outdoor report to Chairman Nei Accra Betia to Ghana Hanum Yabesha so far the appointment akoso and reactions outdoor and also Eba Intibedisa and Komonoso Kama na Fesu Yonhawa and Emanso Esif Efatie na Enra de Toja court cases via under the previous administration, na ebi Supreme Court, and I feel so other courts no, Enra and the Toja say Attorney General, Ghana's Attorney General, Honorable Ayene, yes, Dominic Ayene, was it or filing null prosequa, yes, not just buying any interest or case in Mubium, na tinton time. Kwa kutwasa case no den asi owura Sedu Agongo me bia betwam wono ene Dr. Stephen Kwabanapuni issues outdoor fa cocoa board fertilizer purchase ho ene onsem nkrodeba nyina no and abana akire se nyade so interest wo biem sa issues no da honom case no report nchemu a yatwam enti yene lawyer Gordon Eduji Tamakro bedi nkomo e was a case here honti MP boss he was lawyer pani pa bako e Ghana Hanum and running she interview ne all the details no beba another news so efi e honso ba yes say the current finance minister Dr. Cassiel Atoba Forsen yes wono any Owura Richard Jakpa and so case bi a another court since last year Emma former Attorney General Gofredame Ekonin Krofonya telephone conversation and what you say ebinun kodi atro na against some members be na yan form ntumo no report to the chiremu a aban so etwa sa case nim eti ene yatana see it's all about ensemo a eboboba ni breaking news outdoor and also enam kwanso eboba ntina jese ne etie enso so eno no na yakokuni yakoye ne no yabahwe aban ate committee a wo mo mba behwe aboa kwa aprobo amadwede amagenkrofo adwene e dey afa economy ne ho said be ya economy no ebenya stability in terms of Ghana yen sika anase yen cedi na ene abrofo no dollar no etumrika 10 Ghana ene obeto ade anopa ochina na anase obeto ade anopa onkwa adwuma mra no ne yatum eti san komo no so yebedi ni kama na afi yehun hawa ene man so betimi afa akọ etika na hye no so 7 de doso yatena si yebehwe na other issues nketenketi a production team say watching neman do wan hia neman do wan hia but yebehwe so far issues outdoor eboboba ne ehun hia ne ehun hia ne ehun hia no yebeka che osesa de we de mamon fam sanka semini sei ne tie sei ni sei ne tie montwam na opposition adwuma no ya na eto da bi a as obi ni adwuma ye so opa adwuma ma ne ho yes obi ni adwuma ye so opa adwuma ma ne ho the issues outdoor eboboba na ehia ni hia ni nyina da behwe Ghana nkan ko ne ye pe yato aba afi atwa mu December 7 year to aba abaya sesa ama new government aba we want the progress of this country because yabre okrum ha 8 years under President Akufo-Addo former president Nenye Bayra Broadjo what you say Kalipo Razia from 12 cities to 96 cities and sound oko Kalipo under the watch obeto no 12 cities na ononumbia no they call 96 cities and sound oko eti yato abawie ensachiraba Ghana for twen say ensachiraba no esebeba mfaso ama yebotom suso atimi ayede and the issues out one day ebedi hu komo batam and akwa Wednesday say ya PC Herbal Center, Dr. Patience Kobena, the sex doctor. Na ebra me de ofly beto me status bia no. Na Crawford say also a sex doctor. And ye baby wetie sabe me nimsa dodo na ba omutie. Ne nyina ne say Dr. Patience Kobena, bema why mre won pem, bema yesisi wo, bema otai kita ma bag or bus stop. I just say me find say bema de otai kita ma bag or bus stop dia. Na often fam ma or bus stop dia. Na sabi you bema ho wu papa because obo adwuma no boni ya okrowa from wada obetu ani na oba ne ko baby madro na chese e ko ne sa na ko akoy se rasta for bi se kuje nam ya rasta for mu di odo nti adwuma no ye ni ya baby I'm home so baby I'm home tim se na kuje tiada rasta for no uze omono they are with the helps eti helps no so no omanyon kufa ha ti baby I'm home na jese rastaman aboma chada na bema kita ma bag o bus stop de na jese usro esanse ohun wo nti usro so bakọ akọju ge e bus stop eti no sheda kita bag no asan fenfam no bra ka ma ya mo bia wo so ge nie da bi Sam Crawford na Dr. Patience Kobena osom yade na oma bema eye bema mu eti na chese ne yetie no and a Rasta for gra echo Dr. Patience Kobena na one year Rasta man one to be come madia and ajawajo and becho PC Herbal Center doctor me yada brutal bibi aboko there Rasta for gra ya wo to haban mu no wo mo ba ho na one year Rasta windi haban one year Rasta Dr. Patience Kobena. Yes, dear. PC Herbal Center. Asa me ken boa. Ono I don't know. Rasta for ba ho. Omo mu di haban. Omo mu di haban. Haban siesi omu ba bibo. Omo so kra eposa bi gu so mu da. Omo send bi suru hina. Omo ba ho. Na wa nya Rasta man. Awe ye. Na oba ba twetwenso. No, say bi aboko de. Bibi aboko me ndi machi. Ya me ado. Mafio. Miss Mafio papa. Men di machi asa last week ni ha okay last week ni na e fa vetting ni ha nti so far the more na okakra my food too much Miss Mafio brutal na oti David Kane Metire kacha kaka I see say last time me twa na chimpre me na ode mututu akufu ado no so no hu se me wa ma betwetwa age no yeah and am say o shebo no ni so because na do de oba na nkrofo say o ya fu de ubi onu bebre so na do he o be na no be fa ho odi so it is unim say wa shebo bi na ni so de huni David you different David different no we different there but na say there Oguso different. I see. Dave, also me say how crowded there's no way. Doc, yes. Okay. Eddie Gabichia oni ashafo de TFW na. Medinga number 1 testing number Eddie Atuja. PCR ba ma menzoma number 0540 740 and I say 0540 740 number Ed. It is a new rap. Tell a friend say PCR ba menzoma about R.K.B show so the one listing show so program ba magazine show when tia na ho titun show wo ko ba bia utumi do phone e ko bi kura na kana me si me di akira ma me phone e bo phone PC ohodo o say minim se ne wo betna dwumadie no so a se ne osike ka won samfa se ne bitu anamo e ba ya menya mayaresa umpewe na opede aha nti bo modern pa tell friend say PC e baba menz ma ba R.K.B show so show wo baso onya pomuden show baso yetufo show baso na utu anamo ba PC e baba menz me be obenya wayaresa na watumi de won say subu sasisi ade won yare di eton kwanta apai unya no be agi PC e baba menz ti for number 1 tasty number 0540 740 and as 0540 740 is a word yes no obia ti ne word na sentiment di obia de e ya man what ya se to tell a friend beji wa ya resa PC ba center your Medina social welfare gate opposite
Medina Social Welfare Gate opposite. And I say Medina Social Welfare Gate beside MTN office. Bones are chef actual PCF Center. As I show Mamma number white testing no actually go here at the Yaboho 0540 740 Sapa Pepe and Oko Takwa de say Kwabata Bako Elho. Your Air Force Station Basic School opposite. Also a chef actual PCF Center. As I show Mamma number one testing no actually go here at the Yaboho 0540 740 Obi baby say na first time I would hear PC obi baby say e baba wo son ya me hwe no me screen mi sa na me hwe no me TV na me tie no radio na mpacho adwuma ben no ye PC eba ma menzema ye obi otu mekeka habama enu ndumre edi bom odum obi bia yare dom abeji nanije edi aboso eye hunamanu su yario ana sunsum yario PC eba ma menzema etumi de haban ene ni di nkoma ene ne kasa etumi ma ekutia wo yario ewo hunamanu su eni sunsum eni so obese wo mpewe na opeden PC eba ma menzema san wo habamani ndumre okeka bom odum obi bia yare dom abeji nanije no huni se ne be ma afon aye ketekete ne bema na sini trust so many years now only say ni 60 years only say ni bema na sorry kra only say na koma boni palipali ana only say nenum ato ana wabubu agufom ne nsa eda nenum so aka atum ana etesi ne so ana say na pampam aide apa ana okasa pampan efrumu ba ana yakacha ne so ontumi enwo ana yakacha ne say ne hunsuo agene ana so sini trust ya otisa pampan kakra ewom ana so huni sa ha abraboy atwa abon ankasa PC herba mamenzema ababa we so no ya wo hwe no scream isi ono anotumi keka ha bama ne dumra edi bom edi mo obi bia yaredom abeji ne nje edi aboso emfa ho no wo yare o wo yare edin o wanti wo yare edin bra PC herba mamenzema for number 1 testing number no woni yen WhatsApp ye nationwide delivery and wide delivery obi bisase ne nationwide ani Ghana tokro bia wo mbi betumi de adrone aba opona no worldwide so abrochi amana ni baby bia wo bia obeti betumi de adrone e de aba opona no obeka se PC eba ma menzema kwa na etumi ye delivery abuni pa na adwene nti asoso no matter how baby a wo bia no ye betumi de drone e de ablaw nti emfa no adwuma wo woni excuse biara ya ma break o ya ma break ye betumi de aba nti bomodin so ba fa telephone no woni a WhatsApp woni edin komo san tutu emnika ko YouTube yo PC eba TV bomodin subscribe PC eba TV yo Facebook PC eba TV yo IG PCEbaClinic.com yo your website after PC about TV na sounds or Instagram nti abibia meka se PC abade ya gibe bia na me edura wanwaso akyede nyame de aye madon betum keka ha ba manu dum na de bom ede ma obi bia yaredom eba ba gine nje ede aboso mesanso ma me de haban ene ne din kom ekunti obi bia yaredom edi ne nya ewo spiritually abia meka se wo mpewe na wo pede PC eba nko na obi bia yaredom agine nje de aboso oba otumi di ho das yes me ba mani sinetrase 20 years and above sisi amitun se me baba na ekeka no ho onu ntina o kan se bema die enye se o twen no ba da wo nchen anse na o bema asore na mpaso ahoma chimbia me bema etumi ekenya ne mu a PC menya wo deni ana ma menzema menya wo deni na wo ye bue PC eba ma menzema na mesi ya ma obi aduro obi etesi ne no so ono na kan na asem ke na operation no obi etumi introduce me de man sa baba we ma ti se na aduro ye adwuma pa nti wo de phenomena koho na yanhwe nyame beye ono na kan asem meni atesi su yamfa bibia me akase ya na operation because hair bad ya menya operation what ya say ya chede nyame de ma mesenya tete ya wodi huma kuma ye nduro wodi huma consumption nti mekase PC hair bad ya wo ba ho a wotumi de won sasu bu so wonim onimpa okeka ho abo duro edibom edimam na wodum aduro no ko mu wonim se aduro ne ha gini kwe aduro ne be ko atia yare no ama wotumi de won sa esobo wonya no ba bia PC ebe o Medina Social Welfare Gate opposite takwa the welfare station basic su opposite tell a friend to tell a friend say PC ebe ma menzema de wo ba no ho a wonya wa yaresa emfa ho na wo spams no ya tia catch up sa ye nsuo agene bra ba boost wo spam oba ba ho a wodiem nya ba hye wachi oba bra wo mensisa ma wo bu nsa sma bra na emu enye clean ba wo horo ho ama ba ma no tumi di ne spams gu anyankopon ayedem etumi ade ahye ne ho animnya na ebi ade aka wo asase so bra etesi woni so bra ne yemfa aduro ema na yifiri wo wabubu agu abra benum aduro na tumi san 90 tumi wankasa san dware bio tumi san fa won sesubu tumi san wankasa ye de opesa wo ye bia afuso pempem apa bra pc eba obenya aduro de be ye wutrim hwini be ye bebre afuso ema wo ye mfi pc eba ne agya bosobody prostrate say yemma memme duro memma ennom enjunso mfiri dia yeni obia empro the whole West Africa yenya sa abosobody no tibra pc eba obadwunso afiri eba mo waduro obenom aduro no obadwunso afiri wodwunso etwitwa esi wo bema rashi se begugu ho anase kwa private hu nsu fitaa bi se fum eba bra pc eba anase hu ni se wo process wa yaso abdomen o pelvic wono fodu utum se untumi ho kra untumi enje ho beme tuana mombra na eba ni se yemma prostate aduro dia obia ne yempro obia waba pc eba ma menzeme bia be ka chosa baba we na aduro die eye adwuma tatahwe na nka ne prostate aduro baba we aduro se yemma memma dum bemma ntumi mpayere oba mo oba ne fa na adwuma emfa nya excuse dia ene dia bia mkase obia ne yempro obaba we yemma memma dum bemma ne bemma nya kese anya tintin aye gohi na emu nsanya bare sambo adwuma mo ba ne kase yeyenda na kakra ne asoso bia ne yempinto bia mkase pc e ba ye mamenzema ye bebia wo ba utumi de won se sobo wo assurance se wo ba no wo ba benya yaresa na pc e ba mamenzema duasan abon ho ban na sanso e ba no spiritual mu so a ya sanso enu edi nipon di unya ana wabrabo bi na ekọ ma sa anya we e ba wo so yayi afu e di haban na be ye fronti obi ofwe mbe be sasa de no be eya haban fatu utirim habamanya me dia madum ene me di be ye fu me ni nua pen akan ho abom se enu be din komo atumi de haban ade asolve spiritual problem e di amount for spiritual normal no so 0596 575934 0596 575934 upe baby a hide aba betreat so ho so obubu agu ahun se spiritual problem eya odia ye wo commander junction ye wo kisianka so obesi commander junction wo ba also spiritual my spiritual center woni ye din koma ye betumi ama wanya wa yare safi so akra medina social welfare gate bra ho e woni ye won fidie de hwe nimpa no ho na medua mu ye tumi de ayare sa eduro ye nyame de madumi me de apie wo so no maduro no ko mu ana wo de eduro ye ho na maduro ho na mani swa eduro no anyam yarewani na for physics afọ you adon ho watumi de won sa esubo sa pepepe ne watakra de we for station basic school opposite e wo so be kan wasama ye betumi de eduro e de amam ama wonu meduro no ko mu ana wo de eduro ye ho na meduro enam so a wanka so be hu sa wife fefe eduro ni banyam yarewani na for physics afọ you be don pc e ba ma menzema nkwan de habaman dumra ekutie ho na meduro yare ekutie sunsun nti bra pc e ba fa no one tasting number no 0540 740 tell a friend your nationwide delivery and worldwide delivery what we are ready want to we are do woni endin komo e ba ma aduro ni bi aba opuna no anaso obetua na mo aba ne ye bedin komo ne ama wonya wa yaresa ya me ya adomo a de senne ye besanso ehia bye for now.
Okay mame I'm fancy na say ne waka next week what the young kwachen and the essential PC about center Dr. Patience Kobna and amote say what in the abati nroni de dodo na agiatum ye mu bi betimi aka di ho dance here now ointment bi ho aya mo misa no ointment na say e me di ho dance here ha but ofre na be say boachika ointment bi ho asem asa ointment no den na ye ti frɛ 0540 740 740 T mesifre ointment no PC I have for years but I'm saying that bis an ointment na say boachi say ointment bi na ointment no dwuma be na die me nkasa enko akiri kasa tintin toponko nti na jese ne yetie no nti aside say ye hwehwe yesisi mu ahyehye ne ma no nti ointment no so na wa check ha ointment no na wakobisa na senti eno ano ene ointment no ho asem ne kwa meka ono de waton na dro bi okọ but to frɛ na o se boachi se ointment no unye bi ebeboa wo enti nia atie no okay yanko yanim na issues how do oboboba but me patcho mame chia on Facebook ne hade bra Facebook Radio Gold 905 FM bra na ben chia kakra bra na men chia kakra na yen hwa de mame hwa so ho no but mame chia aye Enokiati yes Jet Morgan and our friends so aye Ni Brown mame chia omo mame chia Jet Morgan and Ni Brown na men chia aye bra Kofi na friends so aye machia bra Kofi awie no na machia Desmond Kweku esuo na chese ne yetie no nti so far ne yetie no Bozet kwesi e wa ha Amenyavi Steven so ha Kojo Nyatepe and so live on Facebook Des Mohammed okay Miss Bao Mohammed Miss okay Yanko Dela Hammond wa ha then also yawo Hajara Kamel or also ha no share live on Facebook Ayram Dolafiao elha Sama Aminu Dan Kofa elha Tanku Fofana and so hanum Moses Kwashi say hi Frank Hazel and so elha Yonovi Yawa good afternoon R.K.B or also the other but Mamentia Alhaji Tanku yes Alhaji Tanku German Balak say Oshen from Istanbul Turkey German Balak so share from Istanbul Turkey Mamentia Moses Kwashi from Milton Keynes I don't know UK Mamentia then also Abu Bakar okay Abdul Kadri Adams yes Abdul Kadri Adams was Samuel Ajaga from Carolina okay was a good show thank you Papa Chris Adamu Ture from New Zealand New Zealand for Ahima Ajaman Bedu yes on also share whiny Anamnya Francis yes Anamnya Francis Adraman Seidu from Paris yechia aye France for nyina ti bra Facebook just be high on Radio Gold 905 FM on Facebook na so menchia no me komanim issues ba ku mienu me ensem bi no mabedi hu nkomo na yahwe hawa niema sifatie na yebema hint of eniema yekoso yes Papa Chris sabo achimechiao I say the hard-working member of Parliament, Honorable Emmanuel Ama Kofi Boa, Minister for Lands and Natural Resources. Okay, Yachia Mbozet, say, Wachi Machi Unia, thank you so much. Yachacha Munina Suso, Yachacha Munina Anti, Najas and the Tiano, Yankuya Nimnia Hadia. Live on Facebook and live on YouTube. Ubitimiaba, na watimi, Amikisho, say, on Sabeka Bibia. But, near Tiani say, Enra never be your parliament. Na di see your parliament, no. May I say, and send me your honor, ye highlighting Mancro for Crenty. Ghana, a ban of development, ye catchery. For the past 8 years, in development actually, in a sense, say, minim say, proud to 2016 elections, na massive infrastructure projects, ekosu krumha. Abayin sesaye, President Akufo-Addo beji abanyano. Project ahodoa na eso ye no. Near obeye no, or the train for 8 good years. Ananko betimi de 1 year or 2 those projects. Typical example, a year Aboso can run about. It took Akufo-Addo 8 years to complete that project. It took John Mahama, President Mahama, the first time within a space of 2 years, a complete a year Kwame Nkrumah Circle Dubai no. Eti Osha Ghana speeder na omani wom from 2013, 2014, 15 and 16 in terms of infrastructure. Na ademe hotie on infrastructure all sectors. Ademe hotie for 8 years. Na aban sesa aban kura nyanya 1 month no. The media space, you're filling with trivial issues. Yeah, say as on mine, baby, as in focus econo, and near ma who here and yes so. And run your CEO of Parliament, this beautiful lawyer and a lady as well. One another issue nearby no. Me tifie nra me hwe TV me tie radio ena no pay me hwe TV me tie radio awia me beba ha no ma mantem me tie news or other networks and no topic for discussion eno ena quite topic. So I was like enti still yensen sua de still no yensen sua de o issues are enfa aduane to table so Ghana ene edi akire sameka me kosa matani mu a metime cite examples bebre Chairman Wutumi versus the current vice president. Then we have Anodonpre himself versus the current president. Esla Osu versus the current president. Me say examples upon examples upon examples. Yenim say asoye bi entimi anka bibi okrom ha. Enra de see you know. It is not new. And one of those a year, Abambeko Abambeba Etaisi, no. It is not new. It is not new. Matisa minority actual statement about that particular incident in Rano. The minority per woman numbers, no. They don't have a job. Listen to me today. Kwame Nkrumah and his team, they don't have a job to do. Say parliamentary vote no bana we ya. Omajumagu. Because even their numbers na called parliament. Parliament betiba transe ahihye niyama ama Ghana etibe tumpon. Ti asam na make no. If the MPP decide say MPC no called parliament, the number of MPs go the majority side, no. Obetia form quorum, I take a decision on our behalf. I'm talking about Ghana. Eti baby abema the minority irrelevant vetting committee and exercise na ekoso no. Say sa exercise na ba na we ya. They have no business in parliament. Theirs is to go there. Now, as in the name of democracy, yentu amunkakeke. But the majority group, let me tell you this. Don't give more room to this minority to delay any person more yet. Sebi, Ghana for tuaba edima NDC duduano. They are not stupid. Listen to me today. The Ghanaians who voted for the NDC MPs, no money, no more. They are not stupid. So you shouldn't let it look like as a Yeman Crofo Kakanyasa, Yebe as a democracy. No, because Massa Ghana first of all Nakufado 8 years old. And Nakufado's 8 years, we suffered. Ghanaians suffered. The kind of intimidation as some Ghanaians went through under Akufo-Addo. Jenim send Akufo-Addo's first term. Onya 169 seats, no. Jenim the kind of parliament. Oh, running Okrom Hanum. That time, na Aaron Makokwe was the then speaker. You can have your say, and we will have our way. We know. Me say, Metibia can send baby. And to the majority group and the leadership, me say the Ghanaians who voted for you to get some numbers, we know. Now they were not stupid to vote for you. Woman ni madia no moye. Na omunim oyawni atetia President Akufo-Addo administration di Ghana for firm. Eti focus. Namunya jumano. Namunya say you are trying to be nice or nicer to the one as a mom face mom's face kakra. Let them mom see and two can do no more so be so because yet no much crom happen. This are here for and co mom so be so chromo because you need one any adom elections and a Ghana for 2 tier one. And in your friend Ghana democracy no and yes how 4 years in your best show. Your party democracy 93. From 92 at the Coco Tuaba, na first parliament starting 93. And in your friend Yababa Ghana democracy. Ghana yen democracy no and yet 32 years. Ne 33rd season muna way or year muna wono. And in your friend Mobaba started bibi say let's give them a space for them to no, we don't need those utterances from them. If MPP decides not to enter parliament with your numbers no or your number no, you can enter parliament. Mobaba for quorum. Mobaba starting proceedings and you are good to go. Time no day. Time no day. 4 years no at a year. So appointment. Yadu Krofaba. Nipa wa kumeti me bisa questions by 1,000. Esu ye den ya nipa no obego through. Nipa ba kumeti me bisa some 1,000. Me na no pay ni amotra ho ye 2 solid hours on one individual. Obi akasem obi ka me ho asem na ase odi nipa no bram se mini na asem a me jeli complete. It is your other appropriate body be your ho. I'll bet me a handle case, on my behalf. Then you will refer that case, to that appropriate body, so that on the handle, now the core mandate of the committee, na akoso, senior, Honorable Roxin Nelson H. and fantastic man. Many times here, me time interview, but Papa no, utilise the tribal bill, ya Kenyan Roxin Nelson Ekitebi. Fantastic submission, and I do the buyer. Then we move on. Time, not day. Yenim coming up in your market. Yenim no, yasona bayahe, ekosi zain. Yenim how he behaves. Yenim how a pedo market, ni sun ne batie, ekosi zain. Ano don't pray and co, ekosi zain. Eti, masa, forget about, sir, you're saying, minority group, no. Forget about them. Focus. Me say Ghana for we're not stupid to vote against them. Now you so don't give them that space for them to delay because one more bold delay tactics. Actually try buying now see oh yeah. What by time amount no want to implement 2 policies no send the bow. Etimu da mutira. Someone am nice. When I'm democracy ase etimu parliament wo. Na mo na democracy ase and delay Ghana for time. We voted for you. Ye mo ye MP no. Eti MP bi ye bibi na nya. Ye betimi aka. Nobody's above the law. Eti mesemwa time ni ho. Eye mo Mr. Nice kakra. It's okay. Move on. Na munya mu job. Time ni ho. Mo set time yase mo na mujitum. Yase mujitum. According to committee chair no, ya first deputy, what banana here for? Was someone magia to say ni co-chair no, but ekita unlimited a year but to questions. We don't have time. Oh. Sir, committee na share GBB to mua. Ghanaians are complaining. So go back to the same table na we that discussion no. Yes, Sabi. Sanko fire ye chiri. Mo set time ma mo ho. 2 hours at 2 hours. Per nominee. Ni yakoye nim. Nipa be drag issue ba ko sa na okoto we and our school wa o ma me adidi and wan within the saying what a hand those kind of things in England. Some kind of vetting questions we say atwam. For so it has ye pentama to petrol so. Ghana for pentama who say petrol. Ne boaba form. Ghana for pentama who say premix fuel. And now available to your father saying afare for Fisher Fox no. They are waiting for government. What I say? They are waiting for government. Say government, yeah, pentama titi petrol so. Yes, yeah, pentama titi petrol so. What I say? Hey, me mami otigem. What calipo. 96 cities per you very saying park no. Or pentama be titi so. I don't know here. Get a for a D obian kasa se sia o. Obian kasa because ya to aba asisa ban. Eti ya shade the new government no ade bebre yen. And before new government no be take it off no. So otimi appointment out do na so otimi ye. Eti parliamentarians the committee ye besre mo. Mo make sure say mo san kwatra table ho. Na mo san discuss biem. Mo san discuss biem. Sanko for yenchi. Eti na Ghana for san to President Mama wasan by president no. No more set time. More located time. For nominee be as about 2 hours. One be some questions in so catch on say. Who follow up question or main question say na tie. Who 10 minutes or 10 minutes. Unlimited time for penyo marking 83 days near tia. Moya mra shebedafo and munimte. Eti za issues na aboba no. Enra another prayer ne lawyer no issue no. Me because you watch nye case bia. Enye case bia but am for fan say case. Enye case bia mame. But I won't comment on that when say no. Because man for be that kan ho asem but san ye no see o parliament no. Enye news to me ebiasi bebre. Etimunyai lawyer no nkwa na djuma. Mate se MB before no ebe start ya chwechwo nkrata se yempamo no. Ready is I want to restrain myself. Yes yempamo na dia de. Because ye kasi compare dia emsre say sa issues in there but opposition the omu ni djuma bi adi etimonti asem omo one minute juma bi adi isia no issues we are no ba som we akoka say ene mo me mfanye no ne mfa ha ban sa na be kono ti the appointment committee so far so good but chairman as and grofo say chairman is routines obia ne style of how we operate anti nipa de ye nyina ya ntra fie ba kum to obia ne style sify ne niam. You may choose to like him, you may choose not to even like him because ono so senior ono so de no oye na djuma ono so de nti hono whether oye ni you or ye ni you but advice kakra mo ne de ama but o kan hu say we voted for them so the power na kitom se no we gave them that power enti anytime bia ne ma be koso a ye face enye no we have the also you better criticize constructively. Yes, you better to do be at them. No, we ain't me so too be. But what I'm saying that enough of the minority, they don't even form quorum for government business to take off, and as a parliament business to take off. They don't even form. Omundu 92 no. Fact say be yes, almost we to abamom there, but my focus in nko. Nya fe no bi nya platform e de baba gine din ha na wabam wantimi anya udin enye opposition na wabaji udin eti kakra metimi aka e de afa sasem no ho ha kakra metimi e de afa sasem no ti Mr Nice for no time aso e say mujai Sa me nice. No you be bana. Oh, Mr. Nice for no. Munya sa me nice. No, but I don't praise you them in person because I don't pray. Ni seat in the crowd still in contention. Anameboa. As na se mo court. It's one no per crime bi so agini din na chese ase oya ade o ne sa ne man nyina. Oya ade ne sa ne man nyina no. Eti na chese ne eternity another prayer there. Mobema oya na djuma as opposition leader. Momo na say mo focus. Don't pay too much attention to another prayer. Eno no focus. Because stations, almost starting year bi, and komobi akosoma recruitment bi, be recruitment bi dia back of their stations ni bi. Omane Nkrofobia kasa. They want to Leon Crawford from other regions. Presenters of Mano Otinya at the nation's capital, betting me cause disaffection for the government. And I'm privy to some community biama. I'm on phobia recordings abedi me ho. And nipa bako yesade and or presenter. Yes. Or a presenter. Or no na omode adena share inside on your recruitment no. And they have money. I'll be stations at the presenters abegum. Yes, they have money. One more cash papa. One more cash. One more cash no the abano. One more BS stations. Because Matisse must say presenters ni be the poaching fee come de more 500,000. You have more fee and a contract. But here Juma for the next 2, 3 years, 4 years. I know we it in a contract no more sign. And uni also the recordings na ba nipa no presenter no de action senti omo monitor other regions no. Na womo atwe presenters ni be shake ofodua ene akra. Womo so mo pedo betimi abo banchi. Ama ban ho ahyehye no. Adwuma mba be that's the agenda. Am de share presenter bi. Is our presenter no so mo nim no. Yes, omo ta akọ the show super. Regulator the NCA. Omo sa platform ne super. And more presenter no ne another presenter. Voice note bebre. E wa hanom omudi nkomo how one person planning against this government and cause disaffection for the next 4 years. 80 issues now started bobo ban there. You have to find a strategy government no NDC for some of strategy because omo ba be tete mo papa. Eti near tell no Ivan Che innocent Hanum and Akrabantem. They are all the only late that only late that we have yeah beauty swaba my beauty sumra near trans needing common kakra. Ivan, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Bibi aboko de.
Nyame adom.
Nyame ase. Ade obi your Vodafone here na on say we
oh dabi official Pampaso.
Afin committee.
As official yenyanhia. Mechia ne radio go that tiefo nyina. I think last year we were asking for change. That change has come. And the expectations of Ghanaians are a lot. Yeah. And I think at this point in time, we cannot afford to fail Ghana for. Of course. And Ghana for will not forgive anybody, irrespective of Baby Ufriba. I think the ultimate goal here one, just to make sure that we fix this country and move on. And I think that expectation, Nipa Omonya Kwenya to serve in the new government, should be reminded. Say it's not business as usual. Said the BIC Kano, Ghana for a few more than governance and a public enterprise. Everybody is involved. First, I say a giant money pack R.K.B or COFAO certificate, that kind of stuff. But then the scope has widened. A lot of people have come into the political space. Ubi a sebi onko school da they understand the issues. So to me, children are being as a forum. And I think the Nina Boa my shaping the discourse be able to make better governance. And I think that is all that Yenina you root for. Sabia Nema Bekoye. Yeah.
I see. You have issues now about the dorsal. But as of for J, so the Abba Scholarship Secretariat, yes, Oya Administrator, yeah, Koku as of for J, yes, as of for J, there, or a friend to the station, Oba R.K.B wa Kenya, Oba Pampaso, say, ono so, Mause, about 4 posted or no posted. say order President Mahama say ti asavaje congratulations why there adwuma there wabo bi pa Ghana food nim adwuma oyeye from Ashanti region how difficult it is for your party to make waves honum because Ashanti region we are in this year seminar very strong when in your dia untimi o ahwe obom kra bebunti asavaje congratulations to you. You are very hardworking personality. Watch all the years or communication super fantastic. Onko radio so enkasa without facts. Okasa with facts. You deserve to be honored. Near President Mama so I am honored. So far issues out there about me but for ECOWAS for we need to amamni yanko. Report ni chirimoa ECOWAS ekita 16 member states na officially Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger ECOWAS accept sa amai miesa woman se woman pese woman ECOWAS ebe kon na kra na biem so woman this application ni tumu yinim ne asi wo Mali yinim ne asi wo Niger ene nim ne asi wo Burkina Faso and 16 member countries or states are about together forming the ECOWAS no 3 of them officially withdraw chese yede amanbo emamo na komobi koswa matise ECOWAS pese womo ne President Mama Kasa na wone amai miensa so edi nkomo hwese womo betimi areseni womo decision now I'm returning back. I don't know how our conversation be started here, but Ivan, we shall see the implications are about ECOWAS.
I think it's really sad. Say you be waking up to such a news. It's quite unfortunate because in situation like this, I'm not sure say there is a winner. You lose. And there are a number of questions underlying where as a tenants in Nya Daje na yaka hwasem. ECOWAS economic cooperation, one of the major where that particular organization coming to force. One of the way economically how our countries in Africa no yebetime cooperate among ourselves, yetime trade among us by no krano. So we have trade barriers exist among us. Clearly, it shows that objective not till date hasn't been able to, actualize. Then watching you come to the political arena. One of the your friends say in crucial aspect and also a boasebeya politically, ye betimi coexist na ya coming up a form certain alliance, a betimi boy a growth in as a form. So what now we critical analysis into ECOWAS, the formation, goals, objective, vision, and as a phone, na what national analyze here. You come to a certain radical conclusion, say. Secondary to the organization because none and I bet me higher bold enough akase yetimi actualize it because you see these countries opting to get out of ECOWAS wasn't an event just people just wake up a day and say oh yeah get it out me no ti kroma ya kan ya abahawa ECOWAS na lose focus and track na condone certain things wonne me yenim sese be na enkoye for instance we've seen situations democratically elected president in Africa. Your friend is saying, they have mandate. Mandate constitutionally, what term limit also. Some of these countries, go through first term, second term, they find a way to massage and maneuver their way to ensure they are able to, your friend is saying, extend their constitutional limits to give themselves a certain lifeline. Sanema way incur a lot of rough discussion from a lot of people. And at that point, some of us were expecting say ECOWAS as a mother body, will move in situations and scenarios like this and resolve them. Yanim de si Cote d'Ivoire, circumstances lead to the coming of Alassane Ouattara. People died. A lot of your friends are man from Ghana and then as a phone. Now the last thing anybody expected from him is to give himself that lifeline. But after 8 years, we saw the hostile attempt to massage and manipulate the constitution and get himself a lifeline. That guy was never sanctioned by ECOWAS, despite all that has happened. Do you know what happened? ECOWAS committee, now he was an integral part of it. At some point in time, your friends, a coup d'etat, AC or Dombo Yakrum. Are you aware? So delegation yesterday here to go and speak to the gentleman. That joker was part of the delegation. Now this is somebody who has, your friend say, what torpedo the constitution and massage giving himself lifeline. Oko extra. There is a coup d'etat somewhere, and you have the gut to send that particular person as an envoy to go and speak to. Do you think they will take you serious? Definitely. So the message was loud and clear, and there are several instances, several other countries. Akwaya Dombo Yakokotuni, also the same thing. Alpha condemning as a form. Wako first time, wako second time. Extended the constitution because not anybody be over that authority and power. Sometimes these are sovereign countries. Won't mean for so and yet. But you see, the reason why we form these alliances and cooperation is to be able to guide you with certain baseline principles. We know say these are the red lines. Ukoma, there are severe sanctions and near my guha a bit me deter. But when countries realize, ECOWAS no cry a white elephant for so be a nation after all, me free my day because the economic cooperation among member states where there will be free flow of goods and services around our borders, and Koso. And now we are what Ghana now person will be Africa digra, then chance I will know be to China and then as for digra. Because that economic cooperation in my and a political is a music and so here can a man for a faso a book democratic rule komu and nobody is coming out with any consequences for Biana, then members will feel emboldened. Neko was no crowd be free, man. What is the worst that can happen? You understand? So I think that is the reason why these countries, I go on that particular way. And Abra Kunusi and as a mother body, now we were expecting say you see a certain tone that particular way say try to bring these people on board, have some kind of friendly discussions with them because you have the right to transit into democratic rule as a forum. But we also saw that particular hostile attempt by ECOWAS. At some point, they were even deliberating say a soldier for air sa minus so. And no man penny na why you could na you too no free. You see, some of these things were just childish. Saying options and alternatives that ECOWAS was actually preempting to take. In the end, Nina Kwankosi aga. Ababeduru say these countries who said there is nothing that ECOWAS can do, and their membership now Kasano Krano represented nothing socially or often nothing politically. There is absolutely nothing politically. It doesn't benefit them because after all, being a member of ECOWAS over these years, me tenase na me counting me gains, na me counting me losses, and if I'm unable to do anything, watch it. Getting out of it, me lose share. And I think that is the reason why these things are happening. And they are very dangerous. You see, now me cultural business, I heard the geopolitical arena in there. There are emerging forces. And then the unipolar power, now man for say the people are calling say duopoly, some are even your friends say tripoly. China, Russia, America. These countries are looking for allies. So such sharp breaks within our ranks, will definitely draw these people in. Okay. Go back and check how China Atimia infiltrated deep into Africa. And the kind of ties they've been able to build with some countries. And who said the Wagner Group, some terrorist organization within Russia Federation, and sometimes they were within your friend is like Africa. I want to know or more boss some of the countries who buying. They were invited by these guys. So Africa as a territory, the partition now, of course, and they are coming back, sharing Africa among the global superpowers because they know we have your friend said the natural resources in as a forum. Say your banner or number for me. Alliance we will get Niger quite recently Wagner Group are you aware say I want to know or supervise gold need to win as a phone now and do you think they will go free that's a phone so some of these sharp division among ourselves and to me why Western look at how American and the Western allies have been able to cooperate or more benefited. They are dominating the world and now Russia see our national start here build the alliance with the colleagues and then as a forum because that is the only way. Recently we had this BRICS I know so ever up. Ninyina economic organization people are just trying to put together a certain united front. I'll bet me a push it through to get whatever that they want. Africa, you see lessons. You see a free when you know as a continent. Yeah, so rich. We have all that at stake. So what now where the Africa your land size? I do know that Africa is 3 times bigger than the whole of Europe.
Yeah.
Are you aware?
Bigger.
3 times bigger than Europe. When they come to natural resources, they don't even have half. Because Europe are some of the mine so.
Yeah.
And then when they come to human resource, the whole world, there is no single country when it comes to your friends saying human resources are because country the whole world our fertility rate is high.
Yeah.
One woman averagely 7 children. You can imagine. But what do we see watching?
Niger for no.
That is the point I'm coming. One of my wanting be share crack to an opian idea or sort of nadia and what be sounds akra 18 years or to nadia the aqua. But there is no future for that person in his country. When that country is blessed with abundant natural resources, and that's for them. So ECOWAS, dear Ben, what me a massa, and no share crab on things, and no beside ECOWAS. They don't even have anything to tell you. Because there is nothing sensible. I will be a bit me as ECOWAS intervention in near my oye yentino. Yes, so they are benefiting here. And I think it's a lesson. People need to sit back. It's not a matter of President Mahama engaging them and then bringing them on board. It is about addressing the fundamental issues now. That has to be addressed. I'm some member state I lose faith in the ECOWAS. I'm some member state any trust our institution. How do we bring that particular team back? Now share your focus. How members will benefit. Now so organization now watch it sometimes losing the membership. One can say we so organization you be free man. So ordinary, you expect that these countries when ECOWAS more free, no makopacho. But there are very people withdrawing. It means that they don't see any benefit being part of the organization. You understand? So it's not about going to talk to them to bring them back. No, it is about addressing the fundamental issues. Now our grounds, now I can't share with some of these things. How resources, both natural and human. Now so turning into some kind of something good. Now you benefit. Not constitutional. You fence that in case now obia sorry now a massage constitution to get away. Obit me imprison the political opponent for no apparent reason. There is no upper power be free be back to exert power and influence. We say and this is say now and then for we've seen the UN in recent times. What me exert certain power and authority, you may say and enough. But we see those things, and these things are in place just to ensure, say, your friends in these countries, some lean way be. Yet, African leaders are yes, international criminal court. Yaku do massa jail. Can you count them? A number of them. But there are other foreign leaders out there. More committing a lot of crimes. Abroad there. No high so. What was Obiakwa Hague? Say you didn't that. Because some of the superpowers, they've not even ratified a treaty. America, you can't invite the American president to come up here because treaty nuclear or ratify and then as a forum. So that uniformity is not there. ECOWAS, quite bad. I see first ya boy and kasa ya hobang ama ya whoever because ya just say ya mobra papa na economic BBN ho na kwaye ya first power and then as a forum no. And no one ever there was a time ECOWAS got a meeting. Nkokrafo nko na gu meeting na say we mistake now kofa obi bag na bi ma eminua enuru abehu no mu no che obi oya pharmacy.
Anthony Akwe. Anthony.
Minia.
Na bibi aboko de.
Nyame na de modache me posho mo say.
Nyame adom ho ya pa. Ivan Innocent say ECOWAS nkokrafo no committee as no for we bag out to me say as a BP don't know so man.
We never ma na
I was okay. I was Anthony Akwe, a security expert and my institution no ya mo fa no nyina kan mo de ba na mo de nyina kan na fe ya bobona because Anthony me boa
Pepe.
As a institution ka ho nyeza na we ya na ekakọ bi ho. Okay, so report ni chiremu a Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger. ECOWAS One membership, I'm going to come some person withdraw no. ECOWAS as a body, accept implications in there.
Well, we never ma show na me show with you robbery. Ransford, for me as a security expert, I must say that ECOWAS, they have failed the West Africa Staff region. And not only the West Africa Staff region, but rather almost fairly the Africa continent. And in fact, them Asamia ECOWAS went to when used negotiation, dialogue, mediation, now all the other effective, conflict resolution approach. One found resolver at the end of the day, one Kwanma, Mali, Burkina Faso, or in Niger. Watch one way the ECOWAS Commission. In fact, for me, it is worry. Now, a how other bano, another a how other babano, a dorsum. In fact, Sabasha, one of the critical issues Burkina Faso, Niger, Onye Mali, now what complaining on them the minty, some of the Kunu Tumukodo, Okejina, the fighting terrorism or the fight against the terrorism. Now, them threat of terrorism, and man putting into the fight, and we need a collaborative security approach. We need intelligence sharing approach. Inti wabande oye Burkina Faso, onye Mali, in Niger, what to one of the critical questions of the be saying there, how is it going to be the relationship between them three member countries and other, countries within the sub-region that they constitute the ECOWAS? For me, I believe them, withdraw another the breakout of the ECOWAS, it will hinder intelligence sharing, share security approach, urban fighting them threat of terrorism. That is very critical issue. We cannot, sweep it under the carpet. Away from that, we must also look at it from Inyankasa as a continent. Yen cooperation, yen collaborative approach in terms of how we're able to benefit from yen economical domain. For me, I think it is one key thing them break out in the Sobatuma the Wahao because Soban yen trading system yen are aware for the time being about why there what you want to be ECOWAS and Sabasha in some of the Niger borders. What the onion, what the qua, or bande, one of walk for onion, one was stop one at it. Even though the bottom market there, ECOWAS, one cat or the banner, we indicated there's going to be, a cooperative when it comes to economic issues. Match there, goods and services, can move from one country to another. But even that, we still have, some cooperative issue. And for me, as an expert, this is where Metuma Bo, the president-elect, that is President John Dramani Mahama, who shared the current, appointment, regarding, the retired Colonel Bebolati. Clearly, it tells you, say, President Mahama is ready for collaboration in terms of dealing with the countries within the Sahel, that is Burkina Faso, Mali, Niger, Mauritania. These are very four critical, countries within the Sahel. For me, as an expert, I can say, them appointments are, President, clearly it tells you that President Mama is ready for all collaborative and that of what? Cooperative security approach. And that is one of the key things I was expecting, say, the leadership within the ECOWAS fraternity, all the way, you matter the differences. You don't want to allow the outsiders, to more or less to divide them. in this case, we are talking about the Western Bloc, only the Eastern Bloc. So we the Western Bloc. Now I'm talking about US, France, UK. These are very critical bloggers. They have a very serious influence on African leaders. And African leaders must rise up to the occasion and realize that we cannot always be allowing ourselves to be pushed this way. This is the case as I speak to you. Burkina Faso, the Russia Wagner. And do you know what it means? That is also very critical. So for me, it is really a no-go area, and I'm hoping, say, that the Muhammad, that initiative now was starting, in a way there will be a positive result. Finally, the decision made by Mali, Burkina Faso in the journal wouldn't even go on anymore. And I think that we can just see some positive things out of that.
I see. But Yankan is the previous leadership. Leadership failure now. Maybe I started background or the aban maybe do acquire issues and start to say about because me sure says I didn't event. A process is outdoor ne kumo. Leadership then no, and I make sure say the 3-member states near almost share young go through, but always be an power and here. To be a civilian rule, greediness, corruption, and other practices are citizens. Yampe na set in and I am so ama a soldier for team sorry Joe money civilians then semino. A leadership failure to make Kazana.
Yes, clearly. Leadership failure is one component. And for me, what I have seen is that for the past 8 years, leaders within the various countries in Africa, and in this case, the West Africa sub-region, most of these leaders were that's the realist approach. Realist approach, they intend to use what we call competition, and they don't trust each other, and they always allow themselves to be pushed by these Western countries. And for instance, Osha Ghana, in contest, President and another Danko, Osha the style of leadership within the international domain. Yabaka, he was using the realist style of leadership. At a point in time in Yabaka there, he was being influenced by US and France. Yabaka, there was a time Okoteko Konsebi, or the US for the Burkina Faso, they have allowed Wagners to come to, and this is a public knowledge. I don't know whether you remember. And clearly it tells you that he was a realist approach, you see, and he, not at the point in time, the trust with the Burkina Faso, president in the Kwano, it's not him. And so clearly that also affects intelligence sharing, that also affects security, shared security approach. How the Ghanaian security can collaborate with the Burkina Faso security in fighting them threat of terrorism now. It is something that was shaking. And clearly, it was a leadership failure in the sense that we share leadership now. The kind of approach we use, we share that power-based approach. Now, we're back. And all of a sudden, we're back now. Nobody decided there. They have to deploy, ECOWAS standby force to Niger. All those things did not help. And I remember when the issue started, we can clear there. ECOWAS tangent na work on it. It's not going to help. Because if you want to use them, power-based approach, whereby you want to deploy standby force to Niger. Now, at the end of the day, so come back there, the Niger military, so they also insist there, or the troops insist there, they are going to fight back. What is going to happen? There's going to be a war. And I said it clearly there. In war, there are two things involved. Either you kill me or I kill you. And so that approach that ECOWAS intend to use, it didn't really help. It's really a leadership failure, my brother.
Questions, a bit too, but na menu ewie. In terms of trade, a sign now shani mabeko.
Well, in terms of trade, even though no indicated within the document in there, they have to accept, individual goods within individual countries. But for me, as an expert, Mama Kende, from the start, in Zamana Unquati the Mesma Yeshano, because there's more or less a break of trust. And obviously, so we share the way, the on-border security measures are. They can't just trust, I'm talking about Mali, Burkina Faso, and that of Niger. They cannot just, open their borders. They cannot just, trust, other member countries there because ECOWAS is state there. We can accept goods from each identity. They can just allow or open their borders for anybody just to enter without, a very strong, robust security measures. I believe that there's going to be some kind of, what do you call it, a bureaucracy. There's going to be a lot of, strong security approach because they don't want to leave any stone unturned. So that is also very critical. In the meantime, it's going to hinder movement of goods and services from one country to another.
My wrap-up question here, Dana, are your body in here to get them back?
Well, that's a very good question. I think President Mahama has shown the way. You see, under normal circumstances, there's no way a democratic leader will invite, a coup leader to his negotiate. What do you call it? It's help me with the word.
Negotiation table.
Yes, there's no way. Indictment or there's no way a democratic government will invite a coup leader at the time he's being sworn in.
Okay.
But we share that approach by John Mahama. Clearly, it tells you that he's ready to what? To open up, and he's ready to what? To use the collaborative approach. For me, I also believe that the appointment, of Bevolate is also a signal. Say Mahama is ready to lure, these leaders within, the domain and bring them back to ECOWAS. And for me, I see something positive out of that. So long as, John Dramani Mahama have set that pace. Only that we have to hope for who will become the ECOWAS chairman in the short possible time. For me, I won't be surprised there. Mahama will be giving that nod as the chairman of the ECOWAS. And that will see, a very fruitful beginning for them to know, say, at the end of the day, all these, things can be put up to an end.
Anthony, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Abema.
All right. Anthony Akwe, and now what is ordinary Abanti. Countries in the year. We 15 membership in the year. Benin, Burkina Faso, Cape Verde, Cote d'Ivoire, the Gambia, Ghana, Guinea, Guinea-Bissau, Liberia, Mali, Niger, Nigeria, Senegal, Sierra Leone, and Togo. Enti emumiensa ana nei omachin futuro. Yabehwe na afensu yedi ho enkomo enso hanom. Yabasese yaba obeti eye menuanam sonka.
Yes, Ramujmadi and Shasia, Mama Hanya Kum, Yadamwase. Say the Men Club of Ghana. Yaha Nina Twitter, and if you want Modisham and Sasam and Quayano, Ghana for Nya Jatum, say free now Quadia, and to Papa Epomia Janaso, and a Zipman capsule. Panya, what and Nunia drop, so like Heba Clinic, Akofaba, Amani Panina Jatum, says Zipman capsules, Bema would be in a nice Madmaye, Bema and Sisiania, and Nunia do Papa Epoa, Ama Wadia so say Chain. Zipman capsules, Nemo Monkai, so be only 18 years and Zipman capsules.
Oba and so guguno, and Carboni, I want to know, on Solak Mesa, na Yamukra.
Bema and Swan Gugu baby name so free baby Horbano. Unya Solak Mesa, Ebetunin Asiama, Oba fire funo, Oba Omanofo, and Asakoda only if you do me no, and so Num Solak Mesa.
Such unsavory comments. Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Chairman. The President is my brother, and I spoke from my convictions. The former President, John Dramani Mahama, I made the statements that I made as a wake-up call for him. We are building a nation. He was running for re-election, and I felt that the people who should tell him as it is were not telling him as it was. I wasn't banned from Metro. They decided that because he was my brother, they did not want me to speak. And when I talked about him being an embarrassment, I spoke in relation to SADA. SADA is very dear to my heart. My mother is a Northerner. The incidence of poverty is highest in the 3 northern regions. And for a president who comes from the north, who promised to alleviate poverty, what happened to the guinea fowls? It was an embarrassment to me and to the north. The chiefs of the north actually made that statement. And so I don't owe him or you any apology. We are developing and building a nation.
I'm who? Why? What's the meaning of that?
What do you mean you are taking me on? What does that phrase mean?
You called us micro.
Why you are micro minority? Doesn't Avenue himself use that phrase? What
Who's it with that?
I don't have time for
Who's it with that?
You think you can bully me here? Hey, Not this silly can come and bully me.
You heard the word she used. What called me silly? She called me silly.
Are you a silly child?
No. We will deal with this matter. You called me silly.
I don't have time for you.
Good enough. No. I'm not.
Did I mention your name? Why are you taking a hat on your head? Did I mention your name? You know you were fighting on TV about this your seat. You are coming to collect your money.
Please.
Did I mention your name?
You cannot call me silly.
Did I mention your name?
We have procedure.
Did I mention your name? You can carry a cross you want to carry.
This morning, we were on our usual duty on the appointment committee. There was some disagreement amongst us. So the respected First Deputy suspended sitting, and we engaged. When we came back, minds were not meeting. So we suggested humbly to the First Deputy that we should further take a break. Speaker, I must fully disclose that the nominee who was before us, the Honorable Boama, is a long-time friend. So, in the face of the disagreement, I felt I should reach out to my friend and tell him that it's not personal, it's not about him, only to have a rude shock of my life. And colleagues, we need to take these matters in good stride. We are all MPs. What has happened to me today can happen to any of you. A lady I have never met in my life, only later to be told she's called Victoria Mbefa Hardcastle, who is the acting chief executive officer for the Petroleum Commission. Speaker, I didn't say a word to her. I didn't provoke her in any way. Suddenly, insults.
Odo Chechi, I am a member of the NDC Youth Working Committee. I'm going to call about 2024. Now I am a member already. What the kind at Ivan Che Innocent and Sonka or a youth activist, Sanso and a social commentator. Bio Maha.
Many amajoso.
Bibi aboko dia.
Me home ya pa.
Good to see you.
Na maduse eze yedo ko shefi ankwa nan. Yedo ko shefi.
Asemi.
Na wabosu.
We are go.
And yes irenchi pezeo. Said I didn't conda demo kenet ko kasa na. Mo get them call back. Na you NCA boss.
Okay, your platforms in
your
platform, but that issue there, my person may discuss it.
I can't say discuss, but me can't be a pipeline move out.
I'm saying, I'm going to go shut down.
NCA and T.
And so was your man. About the as what you are so. I don't think that. We have an appointment with you.
I mean, I'm catching you.
I'm appointment money.
I have fast a big account. One year was executive secretary to the NCA Director General. Close ready the TV station.
Okay, between stations every. You heard on a all kind news, news, all kind of but shame.
Obi crab born you let try higher pitch and marginal lances.
But the truth of the matter is that NCA means switch off radio station.
Yeah.
Unless the IT for us or whoever to switch off.
Sure.
And yes, I didn't go on. It was your doom or you or them. Ha. Intina. Or Madame Crawford Bass. Hey, Munumu.
As the oldest a big account to me.
Oh, yet to me, your honor. And the Bear say,
and they are for Louisa.
I go say what you do. I go see what you do.
Oh, so when you dear.
Yamiadom.
And it's 29th day of the month, right?
Yes.
Just after soon entering 2025, we are ending there. Yeah.
But January nache.
Time flies.
January nache. And a dear ni papa. Some of us school fees. A dear ni 1 year DSC papa.
Time and season happens to all.
And
2025 will be an interesting year. Ya chiawa TFO nyina na de ba ko da makoma so pa me de ba haye setting up the National Dialogue Forum of the government.
Okay. Economy no dey no.
I mean, my interest is the economy.
Okay, and mama fa we so small. Yes, Ghana enter into a deal with official creditors.
I was coming there.
Yeah, for $20-something billion.
Sure.
Relief until 2026.
So my main chairman is Ivan.
ECOWAS for Nkokra for the secretary.
We secretary. So and let me say Ransford say one of the sharp brains a year Juma de change of government by take it, leave it. You can't take Ivan out. Madam for being the can say a Tom Rebia in politics, Nyan said the Shenkunieti. You know, Ivan became a force, especially people outside the country, will always want to listen to where His Excellency Akufo-Addo was taking Ghana to. You know, I think I'm not here to do lobbying for him, but appointing authority, we have to a bit open their eyes. Ransford, I say so because you see there are people they became the life wire for the victory. And reward must be given to the reward is due. Take it or leave it. And for me, on any day, Ivan was one of the life wire. He became a critical voice in analysis, in commenting. And these things were done from his pocket. Ofila Shibi never how.
Yeah.
You know, so let us see to reward people a big ginger the forward march of the cause of the party. Having said that, and for me, I've also said, person living with disabilities. I always say,
I think that asamna beauty kind in you menere na ye yo nti they all can you no
osafo sa no osafo sa no
make no
they
all can you
ja won mama
na yeah and you know is this the other side way
vice versa,
so people should know say yes. From the beginning, those times from our platform to platform. That's it, no. It's been a long time. Yes.
Obia huno. Ajuma mu no no obia nim.
Yeah.
Aha, ntino. Ode mani nwie.
Ode obia.
But me near me better man is we come here, we come here, man.
No. Me come as you know. Now, so Ransford, the intro aspect in here, persons living with disability in being recognized under the government.
Okay.
And Ransford, campaign time, say offer obi deserving, but people living with disability in NDC did a yeoman job.
Yeah.
And in my view, from 2013 to 2017, PWDs were highly recognized. This time around, I'm not seeing it. It's true, Deputy YE CEO is a person with disability, but that is not enough. You are talking about a whole desk for the disability, 276 desks across the country. In terms of population-wise, Ghana, 13.2% of Ghana for need them of either way. So when you reward such category of people, you are blocking certain future votes. Ransford, then one of your biggest fans on Fantima constituency, Jane Amakwesen, Amabenyuado. I say in country so we are to credit man because of the data na show. And Tiama Benyuado si ochel.
Metamana.
Osinyam yard ma by March no wakra ha.
I see.
O tua betna also.
Womra.
And them naughty.
Womra.
So having said that, Charlie, so far so good. I mean, Oshe preparation of government ministerial appointment, I'll give the government 99%.
Okay.
On the ministerial, especially involvement of women, involvement of youths, regional balance, pairing young people with old people. The government has done that so well. But be a mesra abandon on friend and interest CEO's appointment because you know why? Most of the ministers are MPs. So more Ransford, most of the time they will be in parliament.
Okay.
But the CEOs not any ministers, and that will be the interface between the government and the grassroots.
Cover
and also
ministers and
party people at the party can relate.
Okay.
If you appoint a minister on your party and share have because the ministers are there for policy aspects or the policy but the execution comes to the agencies. For example, so far Pablo as a youth minister, he has about 7 to 9 agencies under him.
Okay.
You may not want me now Pablo share every day. But all the 7 to 9 agencies the management team appointment to those places party factor should be key.
Okay.
Because any party man be interface. Nti one careful na okoye mother for all, father for all. Now kukukru bia dini kosi baby you may end up satisfying certain class of people.
Okay.
But eventually, se party ban feel like to be a koshe, free teshi nungwa, awoshi, enya, ablikuma techiman south, bahwa. There will be a disconnect between the party and those CEOs. And those CEOs also implement the programs of the ministries, international service, YE, NIP, MASLOC, Scholar Secretariat. Those appointments that must comment is in order because the people put there resonate with the grassroots and the party people. So having said that, I think that for my initial remarks.
Okay. But you shall see with that of the economy and the 7 member committee.
Now, me bra man introductory remarks.
Yeah, only me na shall say that.
Oh, okay. To be a betum.
Oh, do a betum. I shall see ya first round the course.
Oh,
Crowd ya interview about always saying tea. Ono there. Shall see a chair.
Me the economy in here.
And tea. Young for economy no we are no about.
Ransford who say, let me come to the creditors committee. Bosia bonya de bonnet. And I don't want anybody to say NDC Bobosia and yet no. Every government we taxation free where would not source of revenue to cushion with developmental agenda. Borrowing. Now offer every businessman there are good and bad debts. Every good debt is a debt as a secure or contractor. And no bit my yeduma hoka. And I always use Commander Sugar Factory in term na 3. Sankan people are buying shares on my Commander Sugar Factory right from 2017. Nka ba now Bosnia bia Ghana banji free Exim Bank of India no. Nka internal generated fund revenue in free company no. Nka tuya no hoka creating more additional value chain companies. Yemfa airport terminal 3. Airport terminal 3 ne from time the last NDC government esi terminal 3 be pemon no. Bosnia bia banaji and sabmani nyentua nwie it is getting close to repayment. That should tell you say enye Bosnia bo na ya de bonnet. The contention among for the kantia aban ye twa mu ne say a chunk of ne bosia obo no entimi nya adwuma ntua ne ho ka. And I'll tell you why. This external creditors committee aban no reach MO, you know. I feel no mba be call member countries. Nti member country no you met the OC, which is more like the organization for the mother umbrella.
Okay.
Nti ebia China wo home, Netherlands home, Belgium home, US home. No, only on sign the bigger MOU. I feel now Baby go into the agreement per member country. And it's a 25 billion debt and out there. China the woman is saying, Netherlands is saying, France is saying, Korea is saying. Once you sort all those things out, no, and non just a man who to know, we a deferred payment. The can say deferred payment or the car. But car would the Russia will seek someone to your financial inflow, ne cash flow na. Won't meet all your debt obligation. You can go back to renegotiate. Into what the government now you say, Abana call renegotiating a debt payment timeline.
Okay.
In the timeline, you know, ya chima man say, oh, debt ananke was our service no 2025 no. Ya amount 2 additional year
2026
and pay. And no aba mfaso e woman say, e ma ban the fiscal space to do other things. Ntinka sika nka e bia nka de beye ahafo kwan, apa east kwan, northeast kwan nka de kwa service or debt in 2025 no. They are giving you the space to free that space to for other project. They mesra ban no dey. Sika bia na nka was or the cost service the debt within this time frame. I am out the fiscal space no. So oh ye investment apply it into baby a bit metua no ka generate scam.
Okay.
And for example, Yanko Cocoa Setter Dr. Randy Abbey, this goes to you. Cocoa Setter has become a cockshow way of raising revenue for the government because every year no cocoa syndicated loan. I don't know whether say car abana bregu hono I was say service no anytime soon. But the cocoa sector say we make investment each seasonal year now. The returns come within 12 months. Because free be October be cocoa season. Enti say we cocoa road, free fertilizer, agrochemical, mass spraying. Whatever you do in cocoa sector no, within 12 month cycle no, it comes back. Enti there was a finance ministry at TRC say the fact that when you are kwenya ama extend the debt payment for the next 24 months no, is not a guarantee to spend money anyhow. Rather no, it is incumbent upon government to say okay, Sankana was say me 12 billion to China. Ni ama me 24 months to go. Hefana met me this 12 billion na share. In the next 24 months no, getting it back to pay no emma me problem on my. Now let me go back to the National Economic Forum na abana for me no. Now no me say former finance minister Honorable Amin Anta was taking a position say NDC aban former National Economic Forum e de kire say His Excellency Mahama nim their work economic management no na oni any idea. Which I totally disagree. You see the reason is this. Omo ya aban adwuma no. Adentina mo ho aya timika se mo mfa mo certificate mra me validation. Why? Ya fa wo adwuma mu.
Yeah.
O ye teacher ni, o ye nurse, o ye medical doctor, o ye banker. Ebia wo ADB, NIB whatever. I don't say aban adwuma ntino. O ho BNI fo timi ba. Ni aba be say ye ba be payroll auditing. And he said last 3 months ago, do certificate buyer, sign fabra. Mumisa Ghana for you. Why do they do that? It's for the purpose of validation. And he said, I buy a manifesto ba. No, because my manifesto me am de buy a resetting Ghana. But me trail say me buy within 120 days. No, I'll set up a forum. They will go back to inquire for citizenry validation. And to the National Economic Forum or dialogue of the NDC government. No. Ransford, some first one say the government is going back to the people to seek their friend citizenry validation. And what does it do? Ransford, we bet much nipa born 29th of January 2025. A year later, bona would share nipa. You may not need to implement that, but you can do it in another way. And NDC are buying in 2024 share, but say, oh, yeah, National Apprenticeship Program, Women Development Bank. A Jumera policy, 24-hour economy. They can go back to the point as an aura. So what the National Economic Forum, Dr. Ishmael Jansen, for me, I see to be a plausible step, number one, to get the participation of the citizenry. So we be said to me, so Esra say, oh, NDC can 24-hour economy. But sen kaube to me started from the metro, Cape Coast, Secondary, Takrade, Kumasi, Accra, Tamale, Techiman, Sunyang, pilot it. Ransford Kaya ba ma free SHS, a face continuous chronic challenges. The fact that you're in the wholesale. Inti abandon to me and botre any feedback ye.
Okay.
So for me, the National Economic Dialogue and this about launch through a 7-member committee, is sensible. In fact, we woman say a babema a 24 or more craniema GPRTU4 gold dealers for Obia Sandina number say, is this the way to go? For example, Enramishe Defense Minister Ewone Vertinum, and he was talking about the fight against Galamsey. And I was like, look, the fight against Galamsey is not just about deploying soldiers. You deploy soldiers through Galam stop, wine stop. Still, I didn't stop. So it means that there should be an alternative way that it can be done in a more excellent manner. So in my candid view, Dr. Ismail Jansen National Dialogue Committee is timely, is meritorious, and enhance the citizen participation in democracy because I no sanwa. Oh, can't treat me money say. Emfa ho say me de me social contract about what sign dance to about mameno. I'm coming to you for validation. At the end of the day, say citizen really validate the person oh yeah. No mo gi tum na wo ya. It becomes a bona fide property of every member of the country. For example, Yemfa Ora. Ora has come to stay. And so bisa Ghana ni biana among most of the policies of the NDC, the Ghana for Akumaso, a operation recover all the loot. But let me tell you, Attorney General Echo for Veteran, or emphasize say the government of the NDC may reintroduce the tribunal system. The MPP is trying to create confusion out of it to say, oh, the tribunal system is under Rollins and it was more like witch hunting, persecution, etc. But look, so to Ukrum, now will be a Abrana His Excellency Kufuor Maye, no two strategy dama. Now within a short period of time, or see mansion or talk as a hodwa, you must begin to audit the financial lifestyle of that person. And the ora ne yetrim papa Ghana for assume. So go back to the citizen they may even tell you where certain hidden assets and property are hiding.
Okay, but before we inform CCS, President Mahama touched it down.
Okay.
From a year called Tanzania and called a year Kenya and called AU meetings. I mean, say how they are in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, they on time. What touch it down CC our airport. So live feed, also producer Behena or the Atoso. And I've seen Emame Marietta Brew. I've seen Standowe Chief of Staff, Deputy Chief of Staff. I've seen the security for Nafi. So cameraman DHD now. See, I'm not say President Mama too quiet over the weekend. I've seen what touched down. Chief of Staff Julius Debra and Edina Dima on the red carpet. No, one more name so Omobanti. Okay, so we're trying to come. We're trying to come. Now we know. Ghana, your presidential jet in the choir. I've seen Felix Kwachu Fosu and I've seen so opposing here within a as a former Kofi Boakye, right? Yeah, Nathan Kofi Boakye. Eti watane came more Makofano from the airport. Eti President Mahama attach it down from trips outdoor choir within the Africa continent. Yeah, Bio to us all.
Okay, so Ransford, Mayoma, His Excellency Akwaba. Na Akwaba was here, there we day here. And now His Excellency is to build an international reputation that will make Ghana attractive. Now, Abraham Banaminia Ivan Kasaba ECOWAS and people exiting ECOWAS. Yeah. The fruit of His Excellency Kufuor do no Swabana ECOWAS for Ababeti. Because you cannot go and ditch and a West African country to their former colonial masters and later want to play games with them. Now, having said that, let me still come back to the National Economic Dialogue. Yeah. And before Akwanya, we swas Ghana for say, any moment Ghana for better the timetable of the National Economic Dialogue, let us get involved. Because you see, nobody the monopolist of intelligence. obia ni ho ye nipa ba ko obeka so no nko na adwen betuma chekere man no. We must seek to contribute through the democratic dispensation. Look, oko Singapore more philosophy be say you must democratize wealth. How do you democratize wealth? You can democratize wealth when you allow the people to participate. Enti abambia economic policy or the babe tudra so babe ya ma. How then do you get the people involved? How do you get the people to participate? How do you get the people to participate? And hona me hunu say Dr. Ishmael Yamson committee must be embraced. Obi pia our further ideas a bit mabuwa mama and chichire ya koso no open up. And then let's thank God to say, but for the intervention of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Dunso would have come back in a very bizarre manner. But through his intervention, now Dunso is not back, and Dunso will not be back. Inti we now follow into the bigger national economic dialogue.
Okay.
I will personally be involved, but because you know what? We must get the validation from the people. I was said Ghana for no medium co-promotive fem here. 57% plus and 38% if you vote for the MPP, no, I will say come back to them. You see, there are some people who to Obama NDC. They did so not because they love the NDC, but they did so because of the beautiful policies of who a manifesto. But we must allow come back and contribute to the post-election discussion and the national dialogue of the government. And Kwenya number 1. Yeah, the Magana for say. Obi bia drafting manifesto we now wonka ho no. There is a second chance for you. Brabe contribute to idea of a sort. And the National Women Development Bank near there bar. Sankra na modwen say na be ye. Number 2, said National Apprenticeship Program oba. Send ye na be ye. You created for the very first time Youth Development and Employment Ministry. But Chawadwen say ministry na ya creating no. In what way might it be structured? Kwan ben I honor lawyer George Parado faso nye na juma because you see the young people of this country killed themselves for the victory to arrive. So victory now, but yeah, for the first time we are creating a special ministry. Ebenya 7 to 9 agencies. Ne say yen develop mabunu, yen power mabunu. And look, every government to be now obenya conscious agenda. So promote mabunu ye dieno. The sense of winning election is somehow guaranteed. So that is that. Again, say Yenya External Creditors Committee amomaji yatum. Na ye kan ye ba be defer. The best finance minister and say we must also be extra careful not to borrow more. And now me no say don't forget to say oko capital na bond market na. And now ma banye twemu ni ye nti we have an injunction of a sort.
Okay.
And yema mienu ne besi. Say this ya ban yadwen say be call bond or capital marketer. We will borrow at a higher interest rate.
Okay.
Because obi bia na Ode ka untumi ntua wo ka no se wo kɔ bank akɔ akɔje bosia foforo asupporto business a bank ne bɛka se wo no risks na ɛwɔ so no ɛso enti nsihu na me de bɛma wo no se ma ne yɛkɛse enti disadvantage wo mu with this whole external creditors arrangement ne say this aban ye yadwen se bɛkɔ capital marketer as we speak no interim injunction da so na even crown se injunction na anya adwuma Ransford so mo gitin se bɛbɔ bosia na interest rate na nka quantity omo de ba eye fofofo no they are going to rate the interest rate on any amount we borrow. The consequences in say fashion team so sa woko bond marketer bosia bia Ransford obedie no in dollars and say o signal ntimi anye stable na obo bosia in dollars aban bi obesna ba bedi wade no o broker gu no so for you are creating generational indebtedness enti akro ohye no ma meyam oye clot of blood ye nyanwo no se ukoso de bosia na bosia na venture into concessional project and no bit metua no ka you are creating a certain generation indebtedness aban beko ye ba bro bosia na agusro ba ye mro bosia mfa nya niema one a bit metua no ka the social impact of those borrowing no will make sense to people. And one area on any day I will push for say about 40% of government borrowing must go into the agricultural sector because Ransford say if you cannot grow what you eat, you can't eat what you grow. So what you are buying na niema odi kwa uyem. So when to me one kasa when to me enua e bedroom maybe no de wo be di na do kokra free baby. Let me give you an interesting statistics. I've done a certain research on some commodities all over the world no. Ne value kure wo ho no e so chen cocoa
na debia ye koso. One, let me start from rice. Ransford so far rice as a case study. Globally, every year, 450 billion worth of rice and amount food. $450 billion worth of rice. Tomato $195 billion worth of tomato. Vegetable oil $200 billion. Fruit juice $150 billion. Cassava $100 billion. Sugarcane $80 billion. Maize $90 billion. Pineapple $70 billion. Banana $60 billion. Palm oil $60 billion. Plantain $50 billion. Yam bayre $40 billion. Sorghum $30 billion. Groundnut $20 billion. Soybean $15 billion. And today from Bloomberg and a report. Okay. It should tell you say abane ya bin say you go you focus on agriculture. Near on commercial production. Near be produce rice, tomato, vegetable oil, fruit juice, cassava, maize, sugarcane. The dividend that they be brand mine is immeasurable. They try to Musa Dankwa Global Info Analytics or the survey be about beto abonten. Na ose selfa afi remittances if freb amanone buy. Now they compare foreign direct investment. Remittances if freb amanone buy, you know. Almost 5 times foreign direct investment. But into Beka say, okay, what is foreign direct investment? Obi wa manone Ransford obehwe no peso money sika obey investment to Ghana and only FDI. But obi so wo ha what tu kwa kodura bruchi. Okodura bruchi no or the scare money fee. The Musa Damko to global go that is do say foreign remittances for 2024 stood at $6.65 billion for Ghana. And we have foreign remittances. Okay. Amount for a woman no mudi scare money fee. 2024 no Ghana for this scare money fee nkwa na ye $6.65 billion. $6.65 billion. Scare amount for the money for bruchi ba Ghana. Yenti ha FDI foreign direct investment or more mubesi companies on be invest in Ghana no. And no year $1.7 billion. So funny average is almost $5 billion net excess in favor of or more this can money fee no. It is how you are buying and now you can say no. There's more deportation going on in US. Into US are buying a deporting ni pabebre. Bianco fee. Some other country may want to follow. Ebano sana foreign remittances in 2024 no. And so Betsy going into 2025. What must say? Yeah. And foreign remittances about 2024 $6.65 billion no. Say I'm not the Trump who yan a gene not waswa 2025 foreign remittances no. And so Betsy not say about $4 billion. Now, however, no FDI ne de company basis ya here no ba basis yet we cry more tax waiver tax exemption. The American question say baby as say ye drew no aban your tiswe ya nkasa ya aban ye de ne buy. The Minister for Foreign Affairs I will say ne the ambassador of US to Ghana go into renegotiation. The reason is that Ransford Siema ye deporto amount for begu Ghana ebema unemployment rate no apeja at the civil right at the social vices beba inti the American question say it is true Trump decided to obey deporto amount for. Is there a way that our government can engage the US administration so that Ghana for bebre no more deportation is where the omo bano you bet market teli say yes let me say it on this show. Foreign remittance sebeba 2025 no it will be less than the year 2024 e ba na san so a aban revenue or pe e de achechire man 2025 no there will be a shortfall. Okay, maybe so a question we na menko na fi me ne Ivan ento aso honom with regards to OMU aban akosane na ye postpone your debt to $2 billion dollars and they are next year no arrangement no na ya mo yesika sem ho the money comes no are we going to pay extra your friend say interest on that money want to say and I send a transaction at here a lot of international transaction must pass through parliament until minimum po jina Ghana na mu sign yet whether it was the president himself or chief of staff or finance minister
So finance minister sign we are afa ne ye ba be call the member country agreement.
All right.
Yentia se ha ye fa bi creditors committee. Ye ka se creditors committee a abra Ghana kwama no kobo obosan o bond market no. Countries bebre ne kan bo mu beto bond no bi. Countries no na e bi free France, e bi free Netherlands, e bi free Belgium, e bi free UK, e bi free Asia wherever. Omo wie no mu nyina ka bo mu te se okay. Ye sika a wabebo ye bosin no. Ye te CC creditors committee, official creditors committee they regulate bosin na waboye no. And na ye kasa no. Sa committee ni nyina ne Ghana ba kwa setena dia tum se kana ye de no nyade ye betumatua ne ne ba ye betua. And ye ni tua mu no. Ya send your friend say the general framework. Afa na Ghana ban ne ankrankra country say wo OCC num enti e bi as a Paris Netherlands whatever woman. Ghana finance minister is going to engage them. Oh yeah, I'm sure say because I say international engagement, they will lay that paper in parliament. Then parliament will ratify certain agreement. Parliament ratify Vienna went here. It may come with certain concomitant effect. Ebi betima ye den. Abri biana official creditors committee and will be going to mother agreement, They can lay claim to your strategic investment. Ebi ye den. Ebi betima ye port. ECG or water system. And the agreement where you sign, in as much as it is a good news, there may be other terms and conditions. And every contract be and if it be Obama for that utmost good faith. Abana kwayan shisha say, krata me dem say sha see no. Sebri we suna mantime ntwe misike wo se mitua. Majapade we ye somburu mutimi ba befa. I take you to Tanzania bisi wo ho. Zambia bisi wo Zambia. Edru maybe in Zambia, no, the Chinese government lay control over most of the strategic assets. And to question our bisano, abandoned to an among papa, but it's not conclusive yet. I was said in the coming days, Ghana, Bama Ghana for whom say, deferred agreement na yako sign, what are the explicit terms and conditions? And she understand it here. Number one, you have be condition, subsequent condition precedent. Okay. Condition precedent to say, and sign a moja agreement na tumno, and who baben out the man, the official creditors committee. Number two, member countries ne womuno, agreement ben anu omokwakoye. And I say, o sense agreement ni wie, na say duration of 24 months no so, na went to me and there is also condition subsequent. What are the conditions subsequent? Is it to say Ghana appointment in 24 months? On bedi port, on bedi ECG, on bedi VRA, on bedi cocoa board. Government must come clean. Government must not do concealment. I say Ghana buying back clean. No, ma Ghana for who say agreement ayako say say 24 months ni drew. Na it ye default ye indebted and ye entria. Terminal 3 omo beje, ECG omo beje. Commander Sugar Factory omobeje cocoa na ye betia for 2025-2026 no they can lay claim to it. Ransford aban no elisode ade we see Ghana for. Okay. Government must come clean and na ye ka say no government must not just pride itself in the fact say you sign agreement. That is not enough. Into one, government should let Ghana for know what were the condition precedent. Okay. And yama be na ansa na mo be sign no mumie no nyina moji tum. Don't forget, sir, finance minister act in our interest. Number two, sir, can 24 months so near yes can in promptitude. What are the conditions subsequent? Finance minister, government of Ghana must come open and clean.
The ATM business question here because you know him, Bosnia Boa President Kufuado, the former president, and the administration, they Ghana focus him. And see, I know ya dear. Say Ghana for ehunu se ne now chena bibi ba yanfa ho so bo anya den amebo
Rafa make answer back control meet you aban bia a going concern going concern in the sense you knew the challenges there and now the manifesto way by say and now say one who challenges nintino you are coming to reset the country on the premises of jobs, accountability, prosperity. Into on the accountability front it was said by close of the week. The Finance Ministry of Ghana, headed by Dr. Kislato Force, must come clean. Nama Ghana for whom say agreement na yako sign. One, condition precedent no enunye. Number two,
conditions subsequently ni into 24 months drew na nyame mpangu ekoba se Ghana ban ntimi an service an on an financial obligation na wo default a eniema ben ne se so default o mbegye eye port eye kwan eye nsuo eye nkania enti eba no saa no a GRA Ghana for etua tom se oh to a ye tue ne se ye ntua ye to ye ne evade avoid taxes ne ntimi an service your debt in the next 2 years a ye yisi gine cry no ometima ba beje Ghana water ometima ba beje but I'm pretty sure say this finance ministry will do the needful because you see so we lead it for one thing the government must avoid Ransford a concealment and this are buying trust or the bibia be say to for ade ba ko ebo MPP for echi an element of concealment omo ya ade na eyo madwen say man ni yo mu fie japade so in ending no the papa okay but bonyuma bi berebo bi anso bonyuma eden etare ho agreement na wa sign no come clean to the people magana fo hunu senance share ne so there sechina bi e kura na nya na finance minister ni are shafo na fo ba Ghana for oh even in 2025 January kura no boy kokko say entimi entua kan in 2 years time this will be the consequence thereof. All right. Bernard Odrotechi, a certified economist, also a member of the NDC, Dasin Padaka School, say and they opened the best Wasiru Media Center in Ghana. Dasin Padaka School na mekan for the amount. You could teach former Bene Bano at the Chirimu, Kwanya Faso, a Chiram Kwada, dear Momuchro, and social Icha. And trick is in no ekita sa teacher fui school bi ha kwa so be complete syllabus and so akwa ebo achibidin da say na catch dey be make sure so be complete syllabus in answer the final exams no and so etimi do yes and so vacation classes yes you have vacation classes for SHS student yes and so foreign courses do na sat to 4 GRE GMAT in an adult education and our phase 1 year wasi remedia and also so betimi aba abetro honum tikai na ehye so efa mame your branches do na e Ghana ha okopoku ase obi ho Shaman Tema Pram Kaswa na Awoshi Freyin 0244 585 902 0244 585 902 Power Specialist Herbal Hospital Dr. Akosia Aduaya say yadebe atete wo hepatitis from A to E, sciatica, arthritis, gono, syphilis, broken bones, osa ni nyina no a Power Specialist Herbal Hospital. Yewo kwabenya off ACP Main Road no sanso and a Kumasi Fiyase Lake Bosomotwe Quantum Pone so okota krade a yewo Anaji Estate etikai National so or the Herbatin herbal mixture and powder aba and no serve as immune system booster. Jikajiri jikaji herbal mixture no for male vitality ko nekopebi na enom aduya herbal malamix for malaria fever and general body pains ayodia cough care. So ubowa kopebi to aduya herbal tonic loss of appetite and also ayodia 0244 544422 0244 544422 Omada Makambi and Eddie Jumadin Ebra Wontikai. Na Ashen and Sumame. Ivan Che Innocent Hanum. Ivan, young share a discussion about the economy. President Mahama through the finance ministry. Or more okay, so President Mahama now buying establishes 7-member committee. Almost share more nothing. So near my bit my economy in Nigeria ye or their name the former concern number. Say omo stakeholder engagement na omo frefre microphone trance na the best way economy no be for journals because yin na economy they call elections mo 2024 afi so creditors omo shia ye ka sesenki tuya no 2025 ye to be asheda e dey call next year yen share the good and the bad as far as Sanima we are concerned.
The decay, Mamenka said, to a certain extent, you might want to say it's a good step because it gives you a certain space. But and also show the extent of economic situation in Ghana, at this point in time. prior to the elections, and I think na utie na most of the argument that we were making, a center on the current state of Ghana's economy. Kwanya abanya faso abobusia sebi ya nwene ho. All the warning signs were quite clear. So Ghana was descending into the abyss, but these people ain't ready to listen to any of the reasonable analysis in semana manfoka. So I'm also bobusiano boya but could do a pointer. Now we need to say throw your hands in air and say hey, we've given up, we can't service our debt. But watching my room said answer na COVID World Bank country director sounded the alarm bells at Ghana your debt, looking at the trajectory and your corner. Your debt and your sustainable, and that we needed to do something to remedy the situation. But you play politics with it. What is a finance minister? A press conference, a bastardize, can send COVID by post-COVID, and I who say indeed, Ghana economy was really in a shithole because na Jumadia na abanya fato no hodena ne say ono de abosiana na obo. They were not even focused on generating money internally. Homegrown policies na say nkeba sabe betimi complemented those little things na be outside, those things were nil. So the whole concentration was focused on say yam bobosia and kenoforata fato no so within a short period of 4 years. Now the gentleman alone I go into the bond market I could raise over $11.2 billion abakrom say. It trigger a whole lot of conversation. COVID buyer, a husika buyer. Then subsequent to that, now there was no way between and the funny aspect of it is that do you know say post COVID, Ghana is the second country to declare bankruptcy after Zambia. At Samreno, na ya dodge common framework initiative post COVID World Bank ne IMF kabom ka say okay COVID aba ye name the impact. So some of the countries now move facing debt distress, momra na mo me enter into this common framework. IMF ne those countries will negotiate on our behalf. And no crowd denye de yakwatena say akokasa o. These countries will negotiate on our behalf. Sabeya your creditors will give us a briefing space because omunim COVID then the impact. You say a proud nation. Yada young because your people will say hippic women the idea so we didn't go until abra ya call 2022 say ya call raise Eurobond to be one more cast that is when Kenoforata saw the need say encore but that Ghana ya shut it door then we needed to use other means to enter and this agreement here can once a part of the common framework initiative ya kofa window no the agreement not proud to say IMF sika no beba now that discussion was going on, but it has been formalized. So it's a discussion that has been going on for so long. And you formalize it through this, your friend saying, MOU understanding with our creditors and so forth. But the funny aspect of it is and resolving the issues, all the issues. Because official creditors committee, Ghana, this time round, bilateral, your friend say creditors, the Paris Club, China, multilaterals, and other commercial space. Yes. There are about 25 countries, and they are in this particular way, involved because the Paris Club, and I think that the amount is somewhere around $1.9 billion. China is 1.7. The multilaterals in the 8.1, and then the other commercial entities in the 3.2, and they are and Eurobond. Or one of their commercial creditors, more or less like private institution within a commercial space. Yes. Different from way. So when you are negotiating with the creditors, different from your friend is saying, Eurobond, because Eurobond, no floating bond, na private individuals as for bonds and as for so this discussion, 2.8 billion relief for this year. No, I feel na abuying sign back to us. None that your friend saying no, so what kind of letter no anymore? Bet you say Sasika no so around $2.7 billion. In the coming months, you bet me a baggy agreement. Now which means a side and side, and I think this particular way, a step in the right direction. Maybe this agreement will inspire those on the other side to also agree with us. No more that particular briefing space and be able to move on. Because until that is done, I'm telling you that there is nothing we can do as a country. Because I heard the amount of money I say the service your debt. Senka Sanyama way you know new watch Sika Ejin Chrome when you come into a cow. Sika Ejin Chrome when you now be someone say, Quine Ben a new government and all be faso, Abayan say, but Americans and when government changes like this, there is a goodwill. Emma, some investors confidence in that kind of hope. Say, okay, there is a new regime this time round. No, we hope say they will do things differently. Sabaya, Niema Ebekoye, and I think that it is at the back of that particular your friend is saying hope, no, and some of these creditors are coming on board. I more agree with new government hoping say the initiatives in as a form my yedigua kwemuno. Enti, and at this particular committee, I can't want to say President Mahama Sati Api. The sole focus should be on homegrown policies and initiative. A bit me still for economic growth internally. Sebaya your reliance on Yankoba Busiano, ever cut it short because on my bien who are oh Bobusia Gidigidi, I would be ye, ya Mobusiam fine ye. And now, oh Bosiam. Nase, where I just say you can borrow yourself out of a debtor. Nasa be as a winning their way. Because you can't borrow to service a debt and no such things will get. No. We need to institute proper economic measures. Ebe focus on yen kasa how ebe timia turn things around. Ebe who say enema koye. Because there be a meye analysis. I tell people say there are countries or more yes enema we yamana ye. So why can't we do the same thing? If I take you back 50 years ago, you know that China was one of the poorest countries. Or Tanzania who said I have the numbers. I can leverage my numbers for economic growth. Because Tanzania who said numbers no even America cry different. Yeah. And this is a phone I have a lot of people to buy my phones than America. Just imagine say Obia air turn away there. Then currency na devalue and I use no. Or not share that devalue there. BOT you can check Chinese yuan as compared to your friend saying American dollar. And do to China, when you see into iPhone, that is a fact. Because the dollar, in terms of dollar win, amount of money, ube here and what you converted to get $1,000 to buy iPhone. No, you need to be a billionaire and you need smartphone. So the only option you have is to buy from China. When you buy, the economy grow, and that is what they are doing. And this, your friends say cars, yeah, by issue. Your friends a battery. I'm friend saying this green cars here by electronic vehicles, you know. Chinese companies are producing, and over amount, you know, compared to American winner, you have no other option than to buy from your friend the local industries. One, a creative job opportunities, a stable economic growth. So these are initiatives. China, Tanzania, who say me ankasa, I can turn my fortunes around based on my number and make sure say me ankasa meye bibi. By hano. You taste for foreign goods, and that kind of import, you know, is the reason why we are here. Because in the poultry industry, we carry money to go outside and import and cocoa funuba kroma man for my way. Yet kroma ekra more as at 2022, yet over your friends saying $500 million echo abontin koto and more 512. Eba kroma say one country your friends Thailand and kwaji over $200 million from Ghana. Now such a country, how can you survive? So this whole initiative, new policies, economic recovery program, Biano must focus on say locally, you know, industries will work again, agriculture will come to life again. Now there are nearma ya won yankase betimi turn into finished good. Na ya yetimi aye how betimi feed ya ho. Na sa reliance ya disika kokra nearma no eso katia. Trust me, the economy will bounce. But anya sa na be business as usual said the esikoya the aka nyina ba kasa aban will come and talk, nothing will change because at the end of the day these things grow economy. Very often we do a very narrow argument. We justify aban ba wafa teacher for or by wafa nurses wafa doctors. My culture say sa nyuma no yemfa grow economy. What nurses, doctors and teachers offer the fence saying third person services. And I say like because teachers are there to teach the workforce, to equip them with knowledge and the requisite experience needed at the job market. Nurses are there to ensure that the job market workforce will get healthy. security are there to provide your friends a safe environment for them to work. So if you don't have the workforce, as I knew money, what I say, because you need a workforce that will work day and night to ensure, say, something will grow out of the economy. And to those numbers, those arguments, you can't make it anywhere and say, yeah, buy your fat nurses, yeah, buy your fat doctors. Those were not important there, but they do not grow economy. So I think that the focus should be on industries, agriculture sector. How do we incentivize young people and ensure say we provide them with the machinery and the necessary tools farming and as for in a larger scale. A place like California, one person over thousands of acres and as for the machines and as for, and these are rich people outside. So why can't we do the same here when we have lands and then as for them? Yet the crewman and recently to your politics and people are bold enough to say masi hostel a makaya ye for my yes ya makaya ye for now because a kaya ye a bad a byproduct of a staggering unemployment situation that young people are facing in the north. So why don't we focus on addressing those challenges, making sure that young people will have something doing rather than coming here to do kaya ye na mum ya kosi hostel amom so monko dem na omodi omo life aro so mon kaya ye. You see, these things we cannot continue. So I think say anema we are course within the economic space ni nyina no should give us a reason to know say over the years path na ye nam so no affiliate. And we cannot continue this trajectory because there is absolutely nyansa sembia nu ha ya to the sense that the last time almost somewhere I think July 2024 now your debt and I'm over bare 722 billion Ghana cedis. Now we sound say how sustainable and this at some point in time IMF no World Bank projections it was around 100 and over in terms of our debt to our GDP. Ya betenanse na ya kofa sa numbers we nyina na ya ba we ye say na ya kan na ya twa ho hia na ya ko. I know the real issues na da ho na ya say ya kan ho asem na ya nka ene so we ya proper economic analysis we don't even use GDP anymore because GDP no give you a friend saying some kind of a wider view of economy inside the city. That is why a man for are dwelling on things like a friend is saying human development index and then as for no because I don't know a focus on individuals. One kasa things like literacy, things like lifespan, how healthy you are, these things. Because these are things that measure the panankasa, it give you credible data about how people are feeling within the country. Not GDP. GDP there, some of the things now, how do we even benefit? Because if you go to the larger economic space in this country, the goods and services that are produced in this country, and most of the companies that are doing major transactions in this country are foreign companies. At the end of the day, the monies they gain don't even stay here. So when you do the larger competition in terms of GDP, you have figures. At the end of the day, take out MTN, then you vote from the free, you South African companies, now you those Indian companies, transact because they are the big businesses in this country. Now, because locally, yeah, they send it here. So I think that even that one, the focus should also be on the locally. Your friends have manufactured in the way your space, Now you how the economy is really doing well and the impact it has on our people. Because our company, I don't know the day they take all their monies outside.
Foreign dominance,
Exactly.
I don't count down my economy.
Yes, they don't go and do business. Yeah. Sorry. No. South Africa, yes.
Business
South Africa for how mu be more akese na se for ye nam ne yeti sorry oko US or kwa na kwaji school dan na kwa han ne team
na ba so do
na de ni chesensem hunu nko a amam for baha omo be a big business and we also you see your work ethics we need to change and realign them. Unia there was a time I me call more biwo your friend say Junction Spinters Road so BOT do you know say eduru Sunday na ebumi mama for tade.
Okay.
There was a time anopa Sunday anopa me se me pe adro ato or drugstore. Trust me, the whole community, not a single drugstore was open. Obi atum so kwa sorry. So when you live in a society and people have that sick mentality, that country will never grow.
And I just say yenya SD4. so be in TSD for number Sunday anopa.
No, they even going to church for Catholics, for instance, early morning. By 8 signs no upon sorry. Then I say for them. What I say, you see, these are some of the things that we are new goose and man. But the same people go to UK and I say for quarter on them 1 hour. They can the kwakwa na juma kwakwa pen $1 and I say for. So work actors in that kind of near money in ano. I see ye near to me rutulu na ye who say a juma na ye no. There is a productive output in as a forum. I'm not sure say yet sana krum ha. You bet me a gauge a juma ye. Then the productive way returns a yenya. But no, the amount of money you push it into some of these enterprises in as a forum is so huge. So another day, it's like the country is running at a loss. We are not gaining anything. That is why there are always gaps for us to look for money to finance. Now, my yeti. Budget kura come no, there is a gap to be financed. Sometimes 50 million, sometimes 200 in as a forum. These are some of the conversations that I think we need to activate as people.
Okay.
Now you who say you reposition a country in terms of economic trajectory in the path so now you turn things around. So industries. And that's dominated the conversation.
Okay.
This is the only way to turn Ghana's economy around industries.
Okay.
I even make sure say there are production day, night, amount for a year, Juma, year, Koba. That is the only way. They can politics. Obi I can't just ignore. That is the only way. Now you make sure say major production hub. I will come here amount for air toy and kasa ye nema ya ye produce na sika esa kwa bontene so beto. That is the only way you can turn the economy around.
Okay, Ivan Medase messages kakra ha Paul D say R.K.B, BOT, and Ivan, you guys are too much. Mesham live from Enzema, Aye Kikam, Elembele district. Marcus Techi, Ebon and 70 Amam Samuel Okran say, BOT, I agree with you 100%. With a question, also there with you. Question: are the chiefs ready to give lands to give lands for these agricultural production? Especially those in the southern part of Ghana. Land has always been a problem in farming. Or also the our day Abba, I don't know. Then also Yawo Idi Muhammad say or Shedman live from Saudi Arabia. Or also the our day Abba, I don't know. Amos Na say or live from Osuduku Asuchare. Then Yao Montes, Montes say is impressed with the submission on the show. So far, so good. I say Ivan here top notch. We have to use agriculture to revive the economy. If you are hunch and our neighbor, so agric. We are back in a minute.
Gianni Panina Fee, your Mebe Restaurant and 2 a.m. Sounds. Mebe Restaurant in Kwane at Dibia wa Ghana, what General customers home, F. Sumo Sompa, Ghana and Yani Biara Ubenya, what Mebe Restaurant and 2 a.m. Sounds. A bunny fufone Ghana and Kwane and Biara, jollof rice, plain rice, bankuni tilapia, na ebano and piscine palavasosa, oh, ubedi aleke wonsa, enunti, sawiye yi, wojawadi, anasa wotu pro afre adofo, Mebe Restaurant and 2 a.m. Sounds, extra kind. You will Nungwa C5 Junction, nothing to know, Nungwa Latter Day Saints, Nautica Road, opposite Princess House, Ehono, ye day and night, Monday to Sunday, Nemum Shannon Song, Esa Kweseda no Pane Evia, Ediani Niho, na Efi and Numre no Num, Aya 5 p.m. no, in Yanimu Assorto, from Mebe Restaurant and 2 a.m. Sounds, it was 0244 052 012 and a 0272 725 309. Mebe Restaurant and 2 a.m. Sounds. In Yane Penina Fieniho.
Miato mi do to anyato ya Chicago Club Road ye ya do amanchinya goglo planyato fito tui manyo apasa manyo apasa do badu yata mi do to
Fellow Ghanaians are citizens of Omofia. Radio Gold is back. And so is Kokosa reporting. And so it's on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. And it is the same objective, no nonsense commentary on pertinent religious, social, political, economic, sports issues. So be my guest and bring your advertisements too, even if they send the tax people to come and audit you suddenly. Because you will get your results. My name is Efo Daoud Bidan Kosivi Kosiko Kosa Achka Akofusi, and I invite you to make a date. It's on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 5:30 p.m. See you. Ever.
Looking for a perfect spot to unwind, dine, and vibe? It's all happening at Only Vatwist Shack.
From the best jollof to juicy burgers, savory seafoods to mouth-watering pizzas, we've got flavors that hit all the right notes.
With our weekends, they are unforgettable. Karaoke Fridays with Nee Barrow and DJ Freddy, Mellow DJ vibes on Saturdays, and soulful live music with coffee pages every Sunday.
Whether you are dining in, taking out, or ordering delivery, Oliver Twist Shack is here to serve you the best at unbeatable value.
It's more than just food. It's an experience where taste meets fun.
Oliver Twist Shack, your weekend starts here and every bite tells the story.
Oliver Twist Shack. Ask for more.
Excellent. 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 Excellent.
Okay, Solak Natural Clinic ewa Solak Seban fertility problems. Oba be mama transia chair. Awo ho den time with that so. 3 months time. Treatment best start here juma. Ama oba no atimia for your funu. Chronic white, gono, fako, sciatica, waist pains, ene oya obi ya woni padue no ma otino ba bia na fako Solak akache. Poor sight, menstrual pains. Solak Natural Clinic and Abeko. The lab test, prostate scan, fibroid scan, yes also a BMI. Yes also a massaging, etika nation so your kokomlimli ye Ben Harvard Senior High School, Samson Akaswa Old Market second bus stop no up overhead no Sabekan 0553 0553 932 631 0553 932 631. Mr. Q, a product at Kunlun for Ena Ediaba. Na Kunlun Ghana Limited. Omedi Mr. Q by a memana do na Nadi Hua Dancie, Tibema dear. Pepacho, Ibiana or energy level ever form. What ya say? Ibiana immune system and also ever form. Pepacho ono no Mr. Q Nibia, bebo ye papa, stress and fatigue. Wedi sun kunim opa hoɔden mapa de di dwuma di bia Mr. Kill na obeto bowura ba bia tonton no bia organa ha frɛ 0274 139 176 0274 139 176 Goldie Kids yen ho ne a unisex salon nkwadadiem wate ase bibia makase ma oba ahonya akono te senchenam me ma o manfom ho fi omtiri ho basa mfa ne nam fie enti ope baby papa ayubati o ebema ope baby papa bobati o yoba na so pese ko kala ne tin craft ha akonya o honum se Goldie Kids ebesisi oba no kama e dia mawo ye open every day apart from Tuesdays. Etika nation and so your Paraku Estate main gate no Christian Village Dome Greater Accra has seven making 0596 008138 0596 008138 Third Eye Care and Vision Center was say maybe so say uyubia ohwa ade aya na sebi obre pansa no ahwe wani so yo wisi tipaye etai pow uti etimi pow pa what is say ani boy ya ne kotrim entu bia owoni ya de bia no sebi na ne tita pa no na sane ma we say nyina no ewo anim what you say internet sane ma me boss yi uyubia ofasa hanumubia. The Third Eye Care and Vision Center. You offer comprehensive eye solutions. Intikanation so. Ebia yemo new glasses advanced one. Aya papa anebo for moi. Third Eye Care and Vision Center. You're skilled optometrist. And I sense use some modern technology. Be ensure say you're more top notch care for all ages. What I say. And found if here with the DVLA. A accredited center for eye examination. Itikai Nation and so. Your Northridge Esanso Airport residential area. Juma every day, including Saturdays and Sundays every week. Itikai Nation 0245 938 389 0245 938 389. Amadama Kambi and Jumadin Ebro. Itikai Nation and so. Bernard Odru Techi ewaha Sansona Ivan Chey Innocent so ewaha nomti akasima beye okay so let's say 18 minutes na yedjuma de nyina ba na wiye honorable Amadu Sorogo Sochiamo, he is doing the listening nti BOT Sorogo Sochiao Ivan Sorogo Sochiao
I say I'm doing the talking.
The honorable say what we uniankuma wati omunka wati omososo enka zabiga mame phone no babi ade we no fine na me hwade em say obese me WhatsApp na corrupt producer mo asomra ha 2025 me o no 2025 me o leti mo asomra papa okono kusi utrase ya jano shiwa wasobeshi. Okay, I think that it's okay. Obetimi akwa near way. Obetimi akwa near way. Now, yan share cocoa board issue no. Obi or any other way. Obetimi the account, but at long last the battle has ended, and Uhura Opuni, any Uhura Sedu Agongo are free forever. Beauty.
Ransford, one who said
over 7 years in court.
Evil will flourish when good men and women keep quiet. But if good men voice out and good women voice out, evil can never triumph. Look, the records are there to show. Selfa Cocoa Border in recent times, Ope CEO Bakwa Ghana to achieve highest metric tonnage of cocoa beans.
That's true.
Now, I'm not saying it because me bononi. But Attorney General Bayembona Baso. The state wasted everybody's time for 7 years and over. In the jurisdiction, and all the justices near Attorney General handle case no. Quebec start charging of causing financial loss to the state. Because the process of the criminal proceedings for 7 years, the financial toll on the economy, you have no idea. Again, the omode Dr. Opunia Famino, any allergy say do agongo, a famino. In Sunsanso at the Bebra mine, so be our pepas or person or some man or bet thinking you know, because you may be thinking, says, I bind the son. Are they going to witch hunt and persecute you? Are you be our own person or kind of clearly no? And near my de papa no fair money allergy said was a clear element of witch hunting and political persecution. Look,